weekend, everybody turns up, and then over the race weekends, half the roads are closed off. There's hundreds of thousands of people. We're a sleepy little country village, you know. Uh, but now, because of course they're doing it one weekend after the other, yeah, everybody's going to turn up and stay. Oh, thank you, Terry. Because of course they're doing it one weekend after the.
Oops.
Thank you.
Oopsie. I thought, that's weird. Why didn't I hear
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, because I can see people.
Yeah, it's good talking in the background here so the peanuts don't hear what we're saying. You know, the secrets that we could say, we don't want them to hear it.
No.
Brain sees my mouse pointer. Well, I don't know if I can do anything with it. So, what am I going to say about this flat Earth
So, well,
secret?
look,
Well,
Terry. The thing is, Terry, that we can't let anyone know.
Oh,
No.
okay, you sure?
No, I mean, it would be devastating if
Totally
everybody
devastating.
knew the truth.
But to suppress the truth like this, it's going to be hard because we're going to have to pay people to keep quiet.
Yeah, but that's okay. There's bags of money in the budget. I mean, there's loads of it. Just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, well, I got my
Well-
10. I got my 10 grand last week, so that'll keep me going for a while.
Yeah. Mine went straight through into the bank account. It's really handy. Now they got rid of those stupid checks.
It's great that there's no how when it goes into the account now, it doesn't even come up with where it's transferred from. It's just a direct debit straight into the account.
Are you still getting that non-disclosure statement though that comes with it?
I just get an email sent to me, Terry, that I have to click I agree, and then the money turns up the next day.
Yeah, they're handy.
It's easy. Fax is brilliant, isn't it?
Yep.
When are they going? When are they going back? When are they going back up to? When are they going to send that drone up to the moon again and change the bulbs? Because I heard there was a few out.
Yeah, well, I think they're waiting for a few more to go out, so it's actually, worth a while of just doing one trip.
Okay.
Because, look, we can't have a huge pot of money if we keep going spending it. Yeah, so you don't want to keep going up there every 5 minutes. Wait for a few more to burn out, and then just go and do them all at once. And...
Yeah, well, see, the length of time now that we've had the crescent shape and the gibbous shape is, it's going to disappear too much, and they're going to wonder what's going on.
Yeah. There'll be too many clues then, you see. So.
I've got someone in mind tonight.
Yeah.
And I think Harry's going to get fed up with the mouse. He's going to go for he's going for the keyboard.
No, he actually wants the one that Grandad actually uses.
Ah, so you've got a Harry special mouse, have you?
Of course, I've got a Harry special mouse. I even took the battery out of it so that when it hits the floor, it doesn't explode quite so spectacularly.
Oh yeah.
Brainy thinks he can trick me by
like that.
What?
And at least I remembered my picky uppy
stick.
stick.
So you got your shield check, Paul? Because I got mine last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Still waiting on mine.
What?
That's
Yours
Northern
behind-
Hemisphere,
yours
guys.
is
We're just
behind.
using backs.
Oh.
Yeah, we've done away with checks. We don't get the checks anymore. Just go straight into the account.
It just gets direct debited now.
Yeah.
Are they still using the same bulbs that they were using before?
You like
for the
throwing
moon?
that on the floor, don't you?
Well,
I
yeah,
thought
but there's
technology's
an
changed
upgrade
it.
program coming in. They're going to be switching them over to low power consumption LEDs, but we ain't quite got there yet. So.
Oh, okay. I thought they were connected through to the ether band for recharging, and then they were able to give them an indefinite a glowing rate once they got a bit of ether band injected into them.
No, well, the problem was...
I thought that was the HID bulbs in the sun that recharge through the ether band.
Yeah.
Those high intensity discharge ones so that we can get that blue colour in there properly, the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Go on, throw it on the floor again.
Oh, I better go live in a sec so they don't hear what we're talking, because they don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What's this surf saying? One of these days Terry will figure out how to make his own channel so he can stop forcing Alan to host. Actually, I'm the actual host. Alan's just an innocent bystander.
Yeah.
Oh.
don't we? There you go. They should be able to hear us now. I'm glad they don't hear us when we're talking behind the scenes when we're getting ready.
We could
Amazing
reveal all sorts of secrets.
Yeah, we could do too, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That would be no good.
that would be double plus ungood.
So, to start off with the usual derp or debunk. Derp or debunk, that's the... Oh yeah, I just coined a phrase for the beginning part. Derp or debunk.
Look at you go.
Here we go, derp or debunk. Alright, so for our derp or debunk, we have that somebody's prepared...
That might be a postman.
Yeah, that'll be
somebody's
there's somebody
barking
at the door warning system.
Somebody's barking mad. Now we've got a choice of that one or that one. I think we could probably play both of them because one only goes for a couple of minutes.
Surf's taking a punt at the soccer system.
Eh?
Surf said, "Is that Fahrenheit?"
Fahrenheit.
Hello, my name's Height. Fahrenheit.
Yeah, Fahrenheit. Yeah. Well, we got all the clues already, Surf. And we still can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Just don't mention the war.
I did, but I think I got away with it.
Okay.
Right, it's got that out of the way.
Okay. Where was I? Oh, I'll open both up. Two. Peter's already had a look at one and said something, and then the other one is I hope you haven't had your dinner yet to watch that one. Right. And get him out of the road. I'd say we'd get him out of the road and then we'll go to that one, or we'd get him out of the road and go to that one. Because they're two different things, aren't they, Peter? One's to do with
they're
one
two
thing
different.
Yeah. The flip of the coin. Okay, flip the coin. Who's going to call it?
Heads.
You could always ask the
peanuts.
Peanuts
Edge.
to choose one or two.
Edge.
Well, if I show, I'll have I've got the tabs in order 1 and 2. I won't move them. So the first one will be A or B. So we'll get them to vote A or B, and then that way it'll be fair. Okay, so vote A or B. Or B.
But which German war effort, the First or the Second World War?
Everyone got a coffee? I think mine's all right. Just let me know when
who's going to be first?
Let me know. I voted
got
B. Oh, you didn't say now yet, Surf. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Who's going to be first? Oh, see, Surf.
Surf.
Who's going to be first to say
I've got to do the now thing. I know, I forgot all about that. Now, there you go. Is
that
better, Surf?
Back,
Haven't done that for a while, the vote thing. Yeah, I'll let Dora off because I forgot all about that, Dora. B. So I've got a VVA. BBAA.
Oh,
Blue
marbles coming
Blue,
in
you're not counted. You're the panel member. What are you doing out in the peanut gallery?
So far we've got ABBA.
I think they do that on purpose.
I think so. 2 A's and 2 B's is ABBA. Oh, Brainery's got an actual B.
Okay, B, and a B. Okay, well, looks like we'll go B. Okay. B wins. Stop voting. Blue doing out there?
Don't know. Maybe got lost.
Oh, okay.
Hiding.
Laugh out loud fueled you. Jeez. Professor's out there too. He's Professor's in the back shed, so he's not. He can't come in. Yeah, I said stop voting, didn't I? B wins. Stop voting. Stop voting now. Oh, jeez. Like, wow. Nag.
Yeah. Anyone think Mippet was in here?
Yeah. Shh. You don't say her name 3 times. She might turn up. So which one won now? Now I've forgotten which one won.
B.
B. Okay, B.
Because you typed it. It says
you
B wins.
picked it. You picked it.
Oh God, what is this?
They picked it. Blame them.
This is
Don't
going to
blame-
hurt, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Either one of them hurts.
Yeah, either one, but this one might hurt worse.
Can you just get him to move his head so we can see the the little pressure vessel on top of his water heater? That's an unvented kit. This is
Alright.
going to hurt.
That's gonna hurt. Yeah.
Why's he got a vest on? Can't he
Blue,
dress
you
himself
coming
up?
in here to play with these flurfers, or you gonna stay in the peanut gallery? Okay, here we go. No, please tell me to stop at any time. Please, I'm. Okay.
Terry,
What?
Terry, don't press play, please.
No, I said stop, not play.
Okay, go on then. Press play.
Yeah, press
play,
play, but
please.
tell me to stop at any time.
Righto.
After I press play.
Okay.
I mean, Dan wouldn't
Yeah,
know
see,
his
that's
asshole.
I suppose we go. Okay, I'll grit my teeth. Come on, let's go for it.
From a hole in the ground. Simon Dan is about the dumbest person alive.
Oh, wait a minute. Blue said stop. What are we going to stop for, Blue?
Because he doesn't want to hear it. That's why.
Or maybe Blue wants to come in and.
Yeah, but I mean stop if you want to comment on anything that he has said. Do I have to spell it out to you and write it out in the instructions, or... Oh, look how Blue's coming in now.
Yes, Blue wanted you to stop so that he could come in and comment.
Is that what he meant by stop?
I think so.
I don't know. I'll have to ask him when he comes in.
Too late, sir. If you can't change your vote now.
Hello, Blue.
Quiet.
We see you there. Don't pretend you're not.
G'day.
G'day. Okay. Now, did you say stop because you're coming in, or did you say stop because you want me to stop the video?
I saw Daniel Pratt and I said stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We'll get to it eventually. Whatever he's spouting.
Is what he makes it look like. You notice how Simon Dan edits out the part of my video where I clearly proclaim, if you're going to falsely claim that an Olympic-sized pool is too short of a distance to prove curvature, then extend the length and prove the curvature. Do it over a quarter of a mile. Do it.
Is he trying to get a point out?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
kind of looks that way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
How about using a larger body of water? How about going to the
Like a river or a canal or a... I think that's been done before, hasn't it?
Yeah. Now you come to mention it, I think it has quite some time ago.
Yeah. What was those guys' names that were a bit shady, or one of them was, or something that did the...
What?
canal
What
thing?
you mean? A chap going by the name of Samuel Rowbottom.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
it over a half a mile. Do it over 1 mile. Do it, period.
Do it! Do it now!
Do it!
Do it!
Let's do
Do
it. Oh, hang on.
it! Do
No,
it!
That's Nike, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
He goes, period.
Look at that expression. I love that. He stopped that at a perfect place.
All
Yeah.
that
I'm telling you.
that sneer sort of. Okay.
Look at his eyes, man. I mean, lights are on, but nobody's home.
Damn straight.
But no, it's much more convenient to cherry pick things that you can then proclaim, oh, that's way too small to show curvature. I'm going to once again leave the link to the video I did on how float glass is manufactured. It is manufactured by pouring one liquid on top of another liquid to create a perfectly flat and level surface. This proves the earth
Not
is
perfectly
flat and
and
water
not
does not
perfectly level.
curve.
There,
Yeah, and it doesn't
there
prove
we
the
go.
Earth is flat. It doesn't prove that water's level.
Did you keep that video? Oh, we can't play those videos, can we, Peter? Should have got a diagram ready or a thing to show it how it's done.
I do feel sorry for his water heater. But actually, his water heater is quite a nice bloke. He's been appearing quite a few times recently. Daniel Pratt's water heater.
Oh yeah. He hasn't come in here yet. We'll have to
He's
get
been
hold of
making
him.
quite a he's been making a big appearance over at Jose's.
Yes, he has. Yeah.
So do we need to explain it to him how glass is actually not as flat as he thinks it is when it's manufactured the way that process?
It would probably help if he understood something about it, but I doubt you're going to get Daniel to understand much of anything. I don't know what the longest manufacturing facility is for that stuff. Maybe 150 feet of molten lead that they poured the glass out on top of, or tin lead. Yeah. Over that distance, in the center, that glass would have over 100. Well, let's do it this way: over 100 feet. In the very center, that glass would be a little less than 3/1000ths of an inch higher than the ends are. There's no way you'd ever measure it. 3/1000ths of an inch, 100 feet. That's why you can't measure it. That's why you can't see it.
That's something me and Terry were talking about earlier in Discord, Blue. That there's two things that's going to affect the thickness of that glass. So the liquefied whatever metal, be it tin or whatever they use, that's going to have a wee little bit of a curve, the same way as, say, mercury does when it's in a test tube, which means the outside edges are going to be slightly thicker. And then you're also going to get the opposite effect from the glass, where you're going to have it creeping up the walls of whatever, because of the way that the glass acts very much like water when it's liquefied. So, yeah, you're saying that it's going to be thinner in the center. That's so accurate. And not only that, but they, for use a phrase that's used with flat earthers a lot, they cherry pick the glass out of float glass. They don't just take it from the edges or anything like that. They pull it out of the center, where it's as close to the same thickness from one side to the other.
No, it's very consistent in thickness. And that is that's basically, I think, determined just by the speed at which they pour it, and the temperature of it at the time.
Oh, here. Oh, yeah. Variation in the flow speed and roller speed enables glass sheets of varying thicknesses to be formed. Just
Yeah.
reading it on the Wikipedia page, they reckon that the tin bath is anywhere between 45 and 50 meters long.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, Boggs has picked
All
up
right.
on the thing I was going to say. What, does he expect us to make a sheet of glass 1 mile long?
Yeah.
Okay.
Glass will bend too
Oh, yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
You can bend it slightly.
Yeah.
You take 150-foot long piece of glass and try to lift one end of it up and see what happens.
It'll bend.
It'll, yeah, you'll break it, but I mean,
Yeah.
you could for a 150-foot long piece of glass, you could probably lift one end of it up 3 or 4 inches without breaking it, and it would just be a little curve all the way back to the other, around the middle somewhere. Daniel Pratt, you're a fucking idiot.
Ding. Yeah.
Ding.
Ding.
The onus is now upon you to prove otherwise. Simply coming to my comment section and leaving more comments than the video had views. It's funny how a guy with 360,000 subscribers is so threatened by a channel with 500 subscribers. He has to have his little monkey minions.
He's got more than me.
Yeah.
I can't have that.
But it's all right, Terry. Most of them are people looking for content to debunk.
Oh, okay.
Attack them every video he does. Because he can't prove his globe. He can play with Legos. He just can't do actual science to prove the globe.
Oh, is he talking about his space station that he made?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
It's
was
not Lego. It's Lego. Honestly.
Not to be confused with Lego.
Yeah. Good point.
Oh, so if the swimming pool's too short of a distance for you morons to prove that the surface of large resting bodies of water displays curvature.
No, the swimming pool's not too short. Yes, you could use a swimming pool if you could get the water to be that still and have a measuring device that could actually measure the surface from one end to the other to show the help me out here with the words. I get stuck sometimes mid-sentence. To show the curve in the water from left to right or whatever. Yeah, you could do it, but it's in theory it sounds hard, but yes, if you had the technologies, maybe.
Yeah, but there are just so many easier ways of measuring the curvature of the Earth. Trying to measure the curvature of water in a swimming pool, given that the curvature is that small to begin with. I mean, you're setting out to make it as difficult as possible before you start.
Yeah.
There are just easier ways of doing things.
Like we went through all this with lengths of beams and all that are like they're dead straight, but they wouldn't be exactly flat like the formations between one end and the other. But it's still
you don't find
still technically straight.
measuring across swimming pools for a very good reason.
Then do it over a mile distance. You only need a foot of water to do it. Are you morons really that incompetent? Simon Dan, for once in your miserable excuse of a life, shut your mouth and do the science to prove the lies you spew on YouTube every week. You fucking coward. To the moron that says, I'll send you $1,000 if you make a flat earth point I can't debunk. Debunk with science that float glass manufacturing does not create perfectly flat, level surfaces.
I think we can help him out with that one.
Yeah.
Have you noticed, just
Correct.
watching him and listening to him, this is genuine anger. He's not faking this,
Yeah.
is he? He's angry.
No, he really is.
Yeah.
He's really sick.
Yeah.
Do you think he might have problems in his social life?
I think maybe he spends too much time with his water heater.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think he's down with his water heater too long.
I was actually thinking that maybe his water heater might be gas, and it might have a bit of a slow leak.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It has got that awful flexible bloody gas pipe on it. Look, that's
Yes.
crappy stuff. Because that's awful. It's not even proper braided steel.
Well, if he's doing his washing, but I thought I heard a washing machine, he might be getting the vapours off the detergent too.
Yeah, this is his garage, isn't it?
Yeah, some sort of garage-looking thing.
Yeah, because he never films inside the house. He's probably not allowed to.
No, hasn't he? I'm sure he's filmed somewhere else. On the floor
He
or something.
filmed outside the shed door or the garage door, as in on his
on his
driveway.
barbecue. Was it on his barbecue or something?
His barbecue as well. Yeah.
I'm sure we saw him in his kitchen once, but I'm sure
Yeah, I've
his
seen
missus
it.
then
It's been
threw
on
him
the
out.
house before.
Oh yeah, mate. But say 99.9% of all his videos are shot here. You know, in front of the water heater. Oh yeah, thank you, Colon. Yeah, Colon's just pointed out that an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Yes, I did one of them in University of East Anglia. 50 metres in length. Therefore, the amount of curvature would be 0.000449157899207 degrees.
Wow. There's a lot of numbers there.
So you're partly responsible for that monstrosity then?
What we did the sports centre at the UEA.
Yeah, the
It's
UEA
up-
Sports Centre.
If you look at the plan, it's an upside down starter pistol. Yeah.
And over that
So
distance,
I coordinated all the building services in that.
over that distance, the sagittal would be 0.008 of an inch.
We've got a new person out in the peanut gallery. Is that you, Dave?
No, it's Dave.
Oh, okay.
They're all dead, Dave.
Oh dear.
Dave, they're all dead. They're all dead, Dave.
Yeah, we got much long to go. Yeah.
Proving liquids do not display curvature on Earth.
Wait, is that something you dropped me, Peter, in there about what we're talking about?
Yeah, it kind of touches on how they measure it.
Okay, I'll have a look at that.
The only way to prove this is to extend the distance and prove your curvature. Quit saying how it exists and show us.
Why don't we just make a piece of glass for him a mile long, and because he says it's flat.
Look, he's going red in the face. He's that angry. He's going red in the face.
I'm going to have a stroke one of these days.
He's going to bust a valve.
It's not that you're too
I can hear his washing
stupid.
machine.
It's
Yeah,
that
that's
you're
what I
fucking
heard, too.
smart enough to know it doesn't exist. You're just too fucking dishonest to admit it. Because you're a fucking loser. Now, make a bunch of comments about my water heater. Like that has anything to do with the fact that there is no curve.
He needs to go and read a good story.
How stupid's that? Now that he's showing that it actually triggers him, everyone's just going to do it more.
Hey, move your head. I want to have a look at that unvented kit on top of your water heater. Go on, just move your head out of the way. Oh dear.
Oh, that was too
Curvature
good.
ever been measured on this earth.
I'm going to soundbite that. I'm going to have to grab that as a soundbite to play that again.
Oh dear. So, sir, if you've changed your mind again, now you're happy. Mate, your bloody mind up.
Reneging on your vote now. Oh, not reneging, but
Well, he regretted choosing this
Yeah.
one, and now he's saying, "Oh, actually, no, I'm glad I did choose this one." Oh, no, yeah. See, he's now just showed everybody the cards in his hand, because now he said to everybody, "Yeah, keep taking the piss out of me about me water heater, because that's what's going to happen."
okay.
Yeah,
What do you
thank
got here, Peter?
Oh, thickness measurement.
It goes over the. I'm trying to find information in which the tolerances are for flow glass.
Mm-hmm.
I've found a lot of instruments that they use for it, like the operational temperature of the tin or the tin bath and all of that type of stuff, and the cooling down time and all of that, and procedures. But finding an actual tolerance is somewhat difficult. But on that they show that the instruments that they use will measure down to 0.001 degree mil. Sorry, 0.001 of a mil, which is about the thickness of a human hair.
Yeah, but whose hair?
No, 10 times thinner than a human hair.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I mean, now that's quite impressive accuracy, to be honest. I mean, that's
That's the thickness of it. That says nothing about the flatness of it. And frankly, I don't think you could specify a flatness, because it's dependent on how the glass is mounted, how it's laying, if it's laying down flat or standing up on the edge, or what distance you're trying to measure it over. It would be almost impossible to come up with any kind of spec for that. You just say it's flat. Okay, for all intent, it's flat. Hell yeah, real flat.
They're saying LCD glass is even greater in the degree of accuracy.
I had to go and Google what float glass was. That's how thick I am. No, I know.
No, it's quite fascinating, because I was reading on the Wikipedia page here, because they use a bath of tin. Tin oxidizes, so to prevent the tin from oxidizing, the entire tin bath is in a positive pressure atmosphere. So the entire bath is pumped with nitrogen and hydrogen.
It's
to stop the air getting in. If there's a leak, it's this stuff that leaks out, and if you stop the air getting in, then the tin can't oxidize.
There's another one with pictures as well, Terry.
Oh, I like pictures.
I know you do. And it's even got pictures of the pyrometers and
pyrometer.
Pyromaniacs of the world ignite.
It's got temperature for the tin baths and all of that type of stuff. But it has got a pretty nice visual demonstration type picture of how the float glass works, how it's done.
Oh yes, the layer kiln, where they gradually let the glass cool.
Yeah, but isn't it molten glass that's already rolled, half rolled, and it's in a semi-molten state, and it's drawn, stretched across, or something? Or is it actually liquid molten?
It's liquid. It's liquid and just poured on top of that bed of tin.
Yeah, right there, Terry.
Yeah, it's got
so
a
it's
bath.
poured onto that.
Yeah.
That's your tin bath there. So it's poured over the tin bath, and as it's poured over the tin bath, it starts cooling down. And if you can imagine like hot taffy or something along
Yeah.
those lines,
Yeah.
when it's put on top of the flat tin, it becomes flat. And from there, it's a process of cooling it down and keeping it flat as it comes out the other end.
I mean, the main reason they use tin is because it's got a very high specific gravity, so the glass will just float along the top of it. That and the fact that glass and tin they won't mix together. They don't affect each other. They're what they call immiscible.
But the real deal is the temperature. Glass is a solid much sooner than tin is. At the temperature of molten tin, glass doesn't care. It's still solid glass.
Yeah.
It's already solidified.
The raw materials are fed into the furnace where it is melted at a temperature of around 1500 degrees C. The molten glass is then transported to the tin bath through a canal. The glass floats on a tin surface like a ribbon. As the glass flows through the tin bath, its temperature drops from 1100 degrees C till 600 degrees C. Once the glass passes out of the tin bath, it passes into the annealing layer, where it is subjected to cooling so that the glass becomes resistant to strain, doesn't crack, and most importantly, cuttability of the glass will be good. Once the glass is properly annealed, it exits the layer, and then the glass is cut by machine and transported. The regions within the float glass manufacturing process where temperature measurement is crucial: working tank, canal, tin bath, and annealing layer. Okay. I think it's showing pictures of the pyrometer thing here. Tin bar. Okay. So there is a lot of information out there about it, but as you're saying, the flatness of it, yeah, that'd be something different to look into.
Don't even know how you would specify it, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, but you'd be lucky if you'd be able to get a percentage out of even the manufacturers, because they. Yeah, unless you were you spoke to the manufacturers and got their tolerances, what they deem acceptable as the end product. I think to find an actual measurement of any type would be somewhat hard.
And how would you measure the flatness of it? That'd be a tricky one.
Well, you could measure how thick it is at one end compared to the other and stuff like that, Terry.
Wouldn't tell you anything about flatness, though.
No.
I think from what I've just read, they use lasers to work out how thick the glass itself is,
Right.
and they actually bounce the laser through the glass so that they can measure the is it the angle of incidence?
Yeah, well, you can get two reflections off of it. You get the front surface and the back surface.
Yeah, so they can work out how thick it is by doing that fairly accurately. But it would be a ongoing measurement that you would need from the start of the glass coming out to the finish of the glass to know how we use the word flat here type it is. It's
later, Pip.
Diddloo, everybody.
Enjoy yourself.
I will.
See you, Pip.
Bye.
Yeah, I was going to ask Pip, how do you know bowling green is flat and level?
I think you tell from the way the balls roll.
It's because of how many complaints you get from the guys using the green.
Mind you, of course, those particular balls are weighted, so that can, I think, that can affect things.
Okay.
You mean those things can roll crooked?
You can make them curve.
Yeah, you can make them.
Yeah, you know, I've seen that. I have actually watched. I've been on a bowling green somewhere in England. I don't remember where now.
Yeah, I've never done that
why
type of
either.
bowling, but it is.
What you saying?
But I know.
You saying America doesn't
I
have
do.
bowling greens?
No, we don't. Well, we have a bowling green, but it's the name of a town in Kentucky.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Irish Stew knows about these things. Bowling greens are crowned, higher in the middle.
You drive into the town and say, "Excuse me, I thought I was hoping to find the bowling green."
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Irish. The one I saw, that sucker was flat. I mean, flat, really flat.
They have both types
Hmm.
because there's crown green and there's flat green.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stick to playing Patong.
My last full-time job was at the place where they held the World Indoor Bowl Championships every year.
Oh, right.
See?
Potter's Holiday Resort, Hopton-on-Sea.
Oh, yeah.
No name says he's been to Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Okay.
I spent a week in Bowling Green one night. No name.
Now this next one, I'm not going to be able to help you as much with. So you might have to help me with it.
Oh, well.
It's a bit of talking in it, wasn't it, Peter?
Yes, there was a bit of talking in it. Sorry, we'll call it word salad.
Okay. Okay. As usual, tell me to stop it at any time if you pick up on something.
Okay.
All right, guys, we are looking at Comet Neowise, the Flat Earth champion. So this is the Sky Guide app, and you can see the time of day and the future progression of Comet Neowise. And what I'm showing you in this video is that Neowise actually is changing sides. It is doing a complete circle around the sun. I want you to watch this as it moves through the sky. It's actually inverting. It's not doing a circle. It's rising to a certain point in the sky, and then it's flipping around to the other side of the sun. Now you can still see the comet up here. I accidentally clicked off of it for a second. But we're going through the rotation, and we're getting higher and higher in the sky, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, as we move forward. And eventually you're going to see the inversion.
Now,
what inversion?
I picked up on something there that I was waiting for you guys to pick up. He said rotation. You mean the Earth rotating?
Well, what you've got to remember is that the comets that we see are orbiting the sun. They're not just passing through the solar system on their way to somewhere else. Comets that we see orbit the sun. And the tail of the comet points away from the sun because it's generated by the solar wind. So if he's going to talk about inversion, saying, oh, now the comet's pointing another way, no, it's just the tail. The tail always points away from the sun. It's got nothing to do with the direction the comet's actually traveling in.
Farmers, I think, though, that he's talking about what it's doing in the sky throughout the period of the.
Yeah, but that just means that the comet isn't on the same ecliptic as us.
No, it's.
So I'll just explain really quickly what he's getting at. If you drew on a piece of paper, because this is what he's alluding to, is that the stars are the bits that are moving, not us. Mm. So if you drew on a piece of paper the sun and the comet, and you rotated that in the same way as it would be rotating in the sky, he's saying that the sun and the comet are actually moving, and you can tell that they are from the way that he's showing it on this app. He's trying to say that it proves that the stars are the bits that are moving, not us.
Well, it proves one thing.
Okay, play it a bit more then.
Go on.
Now, this, as it goes below the horizon, you're going to be able to see how it is actually flipping. It is the strangest thing in the world. Because what should happen if the sun and the comet are rising together, in the heliocentric model, the spin of the Earth should force the comet tail down below the horizon in the west. But it's ending up flipping all the way around to where now it's on the opposite side of the sun. And as it goes below the horizon, you can see it as it's circling around now to the other side so that it can rise on the other side of the sun. Did you guys see that?
He can't think
So
in 3D.
the sky
No,
is
you can't
moving.
think in 3D.
Okay, now let's watch it rise. Very impressive display here, guys. I mean, this is neat no matter what you believe. So now it's on the other side of the sun as it rises. And it's going to do the same thing. And instead of set tail down like it should, it's going to continue in that circular progression and set basically with the same orientation on the other side of the sun.
But remember, when the sun is above the horizon, in fact, once the sun gets about 5 or 6 degrees below the horizon, certainly here at 54 degrees north, the sky is so bright you can't actually see the comet anymore because you can't see it. Yeah, you can't see the comet during the day for some odd reason.
Yeah, funny that, eh?
Yeah. I think that might have something to do with the fact that we have this thing called an atmosphere.
Oh, yeah. That might do it.
Yeah, that'll always do it.
Making a mirror sky. Very impressive
Yes.
display of God's handiwork.
Yeah.
No, he's just
This is
got the
why
atmosphere
Werner von
turned off on
Braun
this app, hasn't he?
put Psalm 19:1 on his tombstone. Look at that sun. Look at the comet. Look at the orientation. It's flipping.
Yeah.
It's changing on the other side of the sky. That is not indicative of a spherical Earth.
Yes, it is.
God bless, guys.
Everything you're showing there is because we're on a spherical Earth that's rotating.
I might not be able to understand it completely, but is it... I won't pretend to know 100%, but are you relating it to like the star trail effect in a way?
Yeah.
Dad, you
Yeah.
scared Harry.
Sorry. Yeah, it just stays in the sky like on a single day.
Yeah.
The movement is not enough for you to really see it move much in relation to the background. In fact, I think here where I am, it's just circumpolar, so it doesn't actually set. It's just, like I said, you can't see it during the day because it goes too bright.
It's hard to see,
You kind of lose it about an hour and a half before sunrise.
The Beagle said there was a satellite in there somewhere, but I can't tell when people use a phone app. Or
Roy was using a phone app.
Well, it does go on computer. Would look better. But typical Flurfer, don't know how to camera.
Look at that sun moving.
Display.
Look at the...
Oh yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, he's clueless. Bloody clueless.
Oh, they were two easy ones, Peter. Bit of derp debunk.
Yeah. Derp.
Yeah, derp.
Derp, derp.
Derp. Derp. Derp. Derp. Derp.
Now Now I've got to go.
There's
and
a lot
do
of it about.
I've got to get some stuff ready for the next segment.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll go and put the kettle on.
Oh, okay. Go make a cuppa while I get this ready.
Righto.
Gotta find it now. I always put stuff away and I always forget where I put it. Oh, Peter, you mentioned something to me earlier. Is that I wouldn't mind actually touching on that, because we've basically covered known known things like what we did last time. But you mentioned something about stuff that's not as well known. How do I find that?
You're gonna have to remind me, Terry.
You expect us old blokes to not really have a memory? All I remember you saying was that the stuff that we showed last time, the basic stuff that we know of the birds and the tanks and those few things that we showed, and you said there's stuff out there's stuff that we may not know of because it wasn't well known or something. I can't remember your exact words.
Yeah, just give me a moment.
We won't get into it too much, but we'll get a taste of it. Oh, Blue, have you got anything for us tonight?
No, I don't think. I don't. No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
I probably ought to make another video one of these days.
I thought you might have had something. Got any wood to show us or something?
Oh, you want to see my wood, do you?
Stop. I'm not touching that.
Either am I. I'm not touching that wood.
No touching my wood. No, don't touch my wood.
I've got some stuff that I need to show you later on too, Blue.
Is it to do with wood?
I can show you some. I can show you some still pictures.
Yeah, that's
not of
fine.
my wood, but
yeah, well, whatever. Yeah. We'll put that in between the derp and the questions. And Pip's not going to be here for questions, so I'm going to have to work that one out. What did I keep from last week? We went through a few things. List 6. We went through some inventions that changed history forever. I remember that one. Oh, the parachutes and all that stuff, so I don't need that anymore.
Oh, no, we just had a Spitfire chundering about. Don't quite know what that was in aid of.
Don't need that one anymore.
Doing its yearly run to make sure it still flew.
Well, there's a company not too far from here, I think out the other side of Northampton, that work on Spitfires and the like. So we do quite often. I think, if they've been out somewhere on a test flight or just out for a bit of a buzz, I think they quite often just come out over Silverstone and sort of do a couple of laps sort of thing. Because I know the sound of a Merlin engine anyway, and I just looked out the window and there was a Spitfire. He was just going to go across the circuit. He's done a few laps and buggered off again.
Yes, they do the engineering at Sywell, don't they?
That's it, Sywell. I couldn't remember where it was.
The two things that I put away are videos. One bloke tried Da Vinci's insane daily routines. So somehow he's picked up on what Da Vinci did in his daily routine and he actually copied it. But that's a video. This one here, couple I've got here put away, but they're all videos. But I can pause for a second. Pause. Pause. Do as you're told.
Hmm.
I know, I kept pressing pause and it wouldn't pause. Where are we? This one is somebody's recreating a Da Vinci bridge. So this, I'll turn the sound off. Skim through it. They've just got some links of wood, a couple of dowels. And they're just using it, like putting dowels like that. And it creates a bridge.
Oh yes.
Pretty basic thought, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
no nails or anything. Now, why didn't the army think of something like that when they were doing bridges across rivers and stuff instead of those pontoon things?
Because when you try to put tanks and large trucks over something that's made out of 2x4s, you
Yeah.
end up with issues.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you could have used something besides 2x4s.
Yeah, no, I think trying to construct something like this across a river as well.
Oh, okay.
Especially while there's some bugger shooting at you.
Exactly.
That's when you just hold up the war's off sign, isn't it?
Yeah. Can we just have a timeout, please?
Time out.
Time
Yeah.
out. Can we call it half time? Hang on, we want to bring on some subs.
Yeah, the Sully man's coming over the hill. We need a break.
Yeah. It's a clever method of construction, but not sure quite how practical it would be.
Well, if they were building, for example, a stone or like so building a bridge that was out of stone, they could essentially use one of these as the initial part, so that they had a framework to build it over.
Oh, the former that they used. Yeah, they built.
So they could use this as the formwork.
Then they build the bridge over it and take the former out, and ta-da! You've got a bridge.
And that way, because you've got that lovely arch there, all of the bricks or stones that they use are going to interlock and push against each other, which is going to strengthen the whole bridge itself up.
Yeah, which is why that capstone, the very last one they put in at the top, that's the important bit, because that keystone locks it all in place, and everything's working under. It's mainly compression, isn't it?
Compression.
There's some tension involved, but it's mainly compression. They're all pressing against each other, and they've got nowhere to go. If you buy the materials, I'm happy to try to build a tank bridge out of 2x1 timber. What, modern tanks? I think the Challenger 2's up knocking on the door of 70 tons. Best of luck.
Yeah, and I hope your waterway's not too wide. You're more likely to have a floating style bridge rather than a...
Oh, look who we have in the side chat. Our friend Brian.
Hello, Brian.
Brian Leakey.
Rain leak.
Yep. What's a 2x4?
9045.
Oh, dear me. Oh. I blame Pip. She kept me up late.
Were you playing games last night again, were you, farmers?
Yeah. It's always good for a laugh. Don't help when half the panel's drunk.
Was I muted again? No wonder you weren't listening to me.
Terry, are you muted?
Yes, I was muted again. I was trying to ask Peter, did he remember the phrase or wording or whatever it was to do with what we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, it's the codex.
Oh, that
It's
word.
the
That's the
Leonardo. Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci's codex.
Do you want me to do some
COD.
Google thing?
Well, I'm looking, but I can download a PDF, which obviously is a copy of the original works, but you're not going to be able to read it
Oh,
because it's
okay. That's no good.
Back to front.
it's all in left-handed braille, Terry.
Oh.
I did. I rescued.
It's
Yeah,
So I'm
it's
just-
in foreign and it's written arse about face. So
yeah,
yeah, good luck with that.
yeah, it's all all written backwards, and
Oh, okay, so there's not really... Yeah, I just typed it in myself and that's all I'm getting. It's all the writings, you mean? Okay. I'll put translation or something. Let's see what that gets. We get something there.
just be careful that you don't start finding some stuff out of a movie, Terry.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You might start finding.
Okay.
A certain movie that Tom Hanks may have been in.
Yes, I know what you mean. Okay, I'll have to go back to
Can't believe I actually went to all the effort reading the book.
Hammer Codex, Leonardo da Vinci. The English translation is reproduced together the original text, making it suitable. Nothing. What's this? Got here. We've got something. I don't know. I'll share whatever I find. It's just whatever.
Well,
for now. Until we find something else. This is just something I found. I can't read it. I can't read the writing. Something Da Vinci there. The most highly valued Leonardo Codex of the last few years. His original was purchased in 1994 by Bill Gates for $30 million. Shit. This work faithfully reproduces the original codex. The English translation is reproduced together with the original text, making it suitable not only for scientific study and research but also for immediate consultation. Don't ask me to read that. That looks like it's written in a language.
Well spotted. You don't miss a trick there.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just
Leicester.
Yeah, that word. You read
Yes,
it.
Leicester.
You read that bit for me.
Okay, yeah, no worries. The Leicester Codex, also known as the Hammer Codex from the name of the American millionaire who owned it before Bill Gates, was compiled between 1506 and 1513. During the period when Leonardo was dividing his time between short stays in Florence and returning to Milan, this time under the protection of the French king Louis XII. Unlike other manuscripts where the subject changes on each page according to Leonardo's mood or his innumerable interests, this codex is almost totally dedicated to an in-depth study of a sole theme, the study of water. Currents, whirlpools, waves, heads, canals, banks, locks, dams, tunnels, projects for docks, for land reclamation.
Wow.
Mm.
Interesting.
Quite pertinent to what we tend to get involved in.
Yes, it is. Okay. There's not much else on that. That was just an isolated. I wish there was more for that. What else have we got? We've got the complete notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci, but okay. The translation under many difficulties of the Italian text into blah blah. See what that shows. Oh. I'm scrolling down to get into any of the meat of it.
And for those who are or are not interested, a codex is a book constructed of a number of sheets of paper, vellum, papyrus, or other similar materials. The term is now usually reserved to describe manuscript books with handwritten contents. But basically, it's a posh word for book, or a Latin name for book.
Diary.
Let's have a look.
Notebook.
Let's see the roots of codex.
This is interesting.
There you go. Yeah, codex is the Latin for book.
This is a PDF. Seems to have the complete notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci. It's been translated. What's that? The preface. So
Yeah, this is all just the introduction, isn't it? Well, although technically you have a preface and then you have an introduction.
Contents of Volume 1.
Perspective.
Linear perspective. Oh. Wow, look at all this. Elements of perspective. Of the point, of the line, the nature of the outline, definition of perspective.
Yeah, the relations of the distance point to the vanishing point, how to measure the pyramid of vision.
Wow.
The function of the eye as explained by the camera obscura.
Have we hit a pot of gold?
Yeah, and at that
the relative size of object. Oh, go on.
Because at that point as well, camera obscura didn't have glass lenses.
No.
So, no refraction.
Yeah, I was just reading about that just before when I was looking for another bit of interesting stuff for Terry.
Look at that. The angle of
Yeah,
sight.
well, if you go down a bit further, the relative size of objects with regard to their distance from the eye. Basically, their reduction in angular size, isn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think I'm going to bookmark this. I'll bookmark it for later. Perspective of disappearance. Aerial perspective. Wow, okay. For botany. Geez, you got into a lot of stuff, this bloke.
Yeah.
Now, is this just a section of his stuff?
That's his description of a submarine.
So is this is actually his translation, or is it?
Looks like it, yeah. How by a certain machine, many may
read
stay
it. I'll
for
just go
some
and get
time.
a cup of coffee. While you read
Yeah,
that.
how by a certain machine many may stay some time underwater, and how and wherefore I do not describe my method of remaining underwater, and how long I can remain without eating. And I do not publish or divulge these by reason of the evil nature of men, who would use them for assassinations at the bottom of the sea by destroying ships and sinking them together with the men in them. Nevertheless, I will impart others which are not dangerous, because the mouth of the tube through which you breathe is above the water, supported on air sacs or cork. So basically, he's saying, yes, I've got this to all intents and purposes, is a submarine, but I'm not going to tell you how it works because evil men might use it to design vessels of war. Oh, yes, and we have the old breathing underwater via a tube. But of course, you can't really go very deep and do that because your lungs aren't strong enough.
I can remember as a young boy grabbing the garden hose, emptying it out of water and jumping in the pool, thinking, oh yeah, this is going to work because I've seen it on cartoons.
Exactly.
And, you know, it doesn't work too good.
No. That's why you can pretty much only snorkel, and that's when you're lying in the water face down, so you can look what's underwater and still breathe. And that's almost the limit of what our lungs are capable of doing. If you just go down several feet, you'll struggle because your lungs aren't strong enough to pull the air down the tube.
Well, it all works off your diaphragm muscles, doesn't it? So, you know, you're only going to get so much.
Why couldn't you get your little sister to get the bicycle pump and pump the hose while you're down under the water?
Well, that's why divers going down using airlines, you have to have a pump pumping air down to them. Yeah, your body is designed to do nothing more than to draw in air through your mouth. As soon as you add any resistance to that, it struggles. And trying to suck air down a pipe is that resistance.
Who scared Brian Leakey off the Leak, whatever his name is?
Brian Leakey? I don't know.
No, he's still there.
He said, "See y'all, I'm out. See y'all later." And then down further, he's talking with somebody. I don't know.
He's still talking.
Anyway. Well, wasn't Leonardo da Vinci always being approached for war stuff because of his war? Did he do the war stuff because he was approached to do it, or did he do the war stuff and then people noticed that he was doing it and wanted it for war? I'm not sure about which came first.
I think some of his inventions were deliberately designed, you know, for use in defence. But I think an awful lot of his stuff, it turned out that you could use it as a weapon. I think a lot of his stuff wasn't specifically designed to be a weapon, but it could be used as such. You know, like he was talking about back there, an early version of a submarine. But I think he realised that if people got hold of that, they could turn the submarine into a weapon of war and go about sinking ships.
I think some of it also came about as financial influences as well, Terry.
Yeah.
So, you know, look, any struggling scientist or artist will tell you, you know, sometimes you do stuff for money that you're not proud of.
So these are just, I don't know what these bits mean. There's a
just
sketch
look at
drawing
Werner von
representing
Braun.
a man with a tube in his mouth, and at the farther end of the tube a disc. By the tube the word something is written, and by the disc the word
something else.
Okay, when you put together science of the motion of water, remember to include under each preposition himself. I like it what it's got here. Let no man who is not a mathematician read the elements of my work. Oh shit, I better not read it anymore then.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, who we got? Who's a mathematician here?
No, I just do basic stuff.
Okay, so number
I can
4.
lend you my fingers.
Begun at Florence in the house of, on the 22nd day of March 1508, and this is to be a collection without order, taken from many papers which I have copied here, hoping to arrange them later in its place, according to the subjects of which they may treat. But I believe that before I am at the end of this task, I shall have to repeat the same thing several times, for which, O reader, do not blame me, for the subjects are many, and memory cannot retain them all. And say I will not write this because I wrote it before. And if I wish to avoid falling into this fault, it would be necessary in every case when I wanted to copy a passage that not. Okay, so these are just his thoughts, even just written down. I repeat myself, and I should read over all that I've gone before, and all the more since the intervals are long between one time of writing and the next. Of digging of a canal? Something? Of digging of a canal, put in this book of useful inventions and improving them, bring forward the propositions already proved. And this is the proper order, since if you wish to show... okay. Oh, wow. I'm looking for something to read. this is all confusing, what some of the stuff he writes.
It's all bits and bobs, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Scroll down, see if we get... Got a bit of an introduction
Who
here.
wrote this?
Pardon?
Is this Leonardo?
Yeah, this is Leonardo's, the complete notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think there's an awful lot of notes in here, probably from the person who translated it. I'm not sure. It's a bit scrappy.
Yeah,
It's sort of numbered.
Seems to be talking in a few circles here, sort of like a flurf.
Here we go. I don't know. It just says of digging a canal, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, this sounds interesting. And then I'm going, what?
No.
Okay, let's see if we can. If anyone spots anything, let me know, and I can.
I think you might need to scroll down quite a way until you actually get to Leonardo's stuff. Considering you've got 607 pages here.
Yeah, look at that. 607 pages. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've got something in
going.
perspective and optics here written, something.
Ah, on 3 branches of perspective. What's that? That could be interesting.
Yeah, but was that before? That started up here.
See, this isn't Leonardo.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is the person who's done the translating's explanation of each section that he's translated to.
Yeah.
To make the great canal, first make the smaller one and conduct it into the waters, which by a wheel will help fill the great one. Notes on buildings in Milan. Okay, so we've gone past stuff.
God, this is a right mess to read. I mean, it's all bloody footnotes and things. And
yeah, they're just footnotes about things. Imagine trying to go through it all to find anything interesting. Wow. I think we'd be here for a long time going through all this.
Yes.
If anyone wants to read it, I'll give you a link and get back to me.
Yeah, post the link. I wouldn't mind having a look at that.
Look at it all.
I want to read what he's got to say about perspective.
Yeah, well, where was that bit about it where it showed?
I don't know. That was way down there.
Down here somewhere. Yeah, but it was telling us the... I've gone past it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
oh,
back
yeah,
up a bit.
yeah. We've gone too far down. There was a section that had. There was a page of which pages everything was on. Yeah, is that the one? It was that one. So you could go to those numbers and find it down in further. Is that all there was? No, there's more here. There you go. Okay, so that's the guide then. All this is the guide.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. So you'd start off with that, find what you want to talk about, or read, and then chase it up down further.
Yep.
Wow. You want the thing for that?
Yes, please. I wouldn't mind the link. I'd like to have a look at that.
It's a PDF actually. I haven't downloaded. I could download the PDF, or do you want just the link? Because that's the link.
Link will do. I'll download it then.
Anyone else wants it, let me know. They want to play with it. Just check that should be the right one. It's WordPress, PDF, the complete works. Okay.
Yeah, 607 pages of it. I've got it.
Yes. And I expect a report next show, Farmer.
Okay.
In 3 words or less, and I suggest it was good.
Well, if you do find anything of any interest of something, we'll use it for next week.
Yeah, I want to see what he's got to say on the perspective. Not necessarily to, because I think a lot of this covers sort of artwork, because perspective is
an
art term.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I think he's also talking about, how the eyes work, how we view things, why things get smaller the further the way they are, blah, blah, blah. And this is a guy from the 1500s who understood this. And flat earthers still can't get their heads around it.
No, Carl. I got Anthony Riley well worked up one time because over on Nathan Oakley's, before I got me mic, as usual, there was a couple of times he asked me to come on to talk, and I said, no, sorry, I haven't got a mic. But the first one was to do with his experiments with the hydrometer. The second one was to do with perspective. And I said, okay, then do you want to talk about curvilinear perspective in relation to linear perspective? Oh, didn't he like... Ooh, what's this?
Yeah.
What's this? What's this? Come in here and explain yourself and all this blah shit and everything. And I'm going, oh, sorry, I haven't got a mic.
And do, of course, remember that he didn't use a hydrometer. That was half the problem with his experiment. He didn't use
well,
the
that's
right
why I
bit
got
of
him.
kit.
I got a bite out of him because I said that.
Yeah. And he knows that. And whoever suggested that experiment to him and what bit of kit to use perfectly understood it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have worked if he didn't use salt.
He wanted me to explain to him curvilinear perspective, linear perspective. And, I'm not going to explain to him, but no, I don't. I didn't think it was worth me time.
It's like Alan said many times about that experiment, farmers.
Mm-hmm.
If he was to use sugar, it wouldn't have worked.
No, it wouldn't.
Do you just want to
that very bit of kit he used relied on using stuff like salt because the what was it now? I did read up on this.
Do you know the only
EDS meter, a total dissolved solids meter, and it's calibrated for salt.
Yeah, but it's to do with isn't it electrical resistance?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I was trying to press chemo in debate chat box about the experiment, and I said, "What did Tony do about the egg as the independent variable?" And he wouldn't answer me. Because the egg's an independent variable as well, not just the other part components to the experiment. Oh, as I was saying, do you just want to do a beer bottle top quiz? Otherwise, I can just rake up the quiz off the Google. That's the two choices we've got for questions.
What, you got plenty of beer bottle tops?
Have you drunk enough beer, Terry?
Well, I've been collecting them over the last month, so I'll tell you how full it is.
Yeah, how's your beer intake been?
No, I'm filling up a beer stubby thing. It's not quite full. When it starts to overflow a bit, I'll leave it for next week. Not quite full. I'm only allowed to get a carton of beer once a fortnight now.
Oh, you poor old thing.
Well, I was only allowed to get one every 3 to 6 months before.
Blimey.
Ready for some derp, are you, Terry?
Yeah, I'll look for the questions while you do the dirt.
Okay. It's not really derp today, but it's funny.
Well, media dirt.
That's what counts.
Yeah, that's what counts.
So, we're picking on names today.
Okay.
People getting married, odd names in passports, names that have appeared on television and stuff like that. So here we have two people getting married, Long and Wee Wee. Long Wee Wee.
Yeah, Long Wee Wee. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Took me a while to get this one here. Unless you know what Mada Chod means in Indian.
No idea.
You better just go look it up on the internet. It means mother f***er.
Ah, a mother funster.
mother trucker. Yeah. And so the elector's name here is Mada Chod Pavare. And the father's name is Chod Pavare.
Oh, so it does. Huh.
Mother and father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two people getting married once again. Party and Moore. Party Moore.
Party on.
Yeah. Unfortunate, this one. Bush and Rash. Bush Rash.
I think you can get a cream for that.
Yeah. Best firefighter name ever. Lieutenant Les McBurney.
He had to be a fireman, didn't he, with a name like that?
Yeah.
And his son Bick.
Oh.
Yeah. Age 26, gift sales, status never been married. With a name like Robert Faggot, you'd wonder why.
Oh, God.
Paul Twocock, Stonewall Gay Rights Charity.
Come again?
Yeah. Cash register, exonerated.
He had the receipts.
Oh, dear.
Ever see some odd names in yearbooks? Pick a funny one.
I'll pick one.
Flavorable.
Buy those balls. Flavour balls.
Donkey.
Does he make an ass of himself?
He does. FX. Rex and FX.
Rex
is his
FX.
name. Yeah.
That's quite a cool name, actually. Hi,
Yeah,
Mark.
it is.
Rex FX.
This is very unfortunate.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Probably means something else in Russian. Or does it?
No.
Go and get it.
Well, he did.
You know how some people, when they get married, they hyphenate their surnames?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just crying out for it, isn't it? You know?
Oh, there's some that are even better coming up. Oh, dear. Like this one.
Oh no! Oh, I was going to say that'd piss you off, but it's kind of different to that, isn't
Yeah, that's right. Oh, this one.
Oh no!
Does that mean she's got her comfy pants on?
Yeah. What an unfortunate name this dear lady has. Brownie Shittles.
Bugs by Potty.
Oh dear. There's always some odd, some funny African ones. Michael Jackson.
Just not the Michael Jackson.
No, not the Michael Jackson. Fou Canard Kenny.
Kenny Fou
Kenny
Canard.
Fou Canard.
Mm.
And here we have Bezow Doo Doo Zobbity Bop Bop Bop.
Do you think he changed his name by any chance?
Probably.
What do you call him when
there
you
are some
say
parents that call
Mr.
their kids
Mr.
funny
Bob?
names? Yeah. Mr. Bop Bop Bop.
Yeah, Mr. Bop Bop.
Mr. Zobbity Bop Bop Bop. Hardest name. Okay.
I don't think I want to try to pronounce that. Come on, off you go.
No, I can.
Come on, Farmer, do your job. Do your job, Farmer.
I know what his name is.
Right.
He's
Mr.
called
Ossus.
Mate. No, he's called
He's
Mate.
called Mr. Ossus.
Hello, mate.
Yeah.
How you going, Blake?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try. That was just...
Captain Morgan.
Aye, Captain.
And we all know who this is. Dick Pound. He was on the Olympic Committee, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah. The International Olympic Committee member for Canada. Yeah. Dick Pound.
Pound by name.
Yeah. Gay sailor. Fang Dang wedding.
Oh dear.
This is the one that you gotta.
Come on top of me.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's classic. Oh,
Looney Ward.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to keep that.
Yeah. Dr. Joel Rollo Costa. Oh dear. Apparently his name is Royal Jelly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can sort of tell why this presenter is trying not to laugh here.
Munchma.
Munchma Coochie.
Coochie, Munchma Coochie. Oh, okay, then, if you insist.
We've got given names, Happy Person, and surname, Traveller. Happy Person, Traveller.
Yeah, that doesn't seem very legit, does it?
No.
I wonder what her real name is.
Sakala? Because.
Because Sakala.
Yeah. Tembo doesn't matter.
What's your name? Tembo. Your first name? Doesn't matter. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was that name of that guy given in that movie? Idiocracy, because he wasn't sure. He put his hand in and.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know. It's so long since I've seen it. I can't remember.
Yeah, somebody will get it.
Billa, quick.
Quick.
Why
quick.
are we in a hurry? Yeah, okay.
Diana D-Bag. Unfortunate. Oh dear.
That's it, Ted.
Yeah. Gonzalez. Perez Gonzalez, U.S. Navy Marina. Oh dear. Edward Roadblock, Goraseb. Anna Wang and Brad Holder. Wang Holder wedding.
Yeah.
This one is actually legit. I know this one. This was a passport, an ID issued to Ramses II from Egypt.
Yeah, wasn't he going to? He was going to be part of a display in a museum in, I think, was it France?
Yeah.
So legally, they decided he needed to have a passport. So they issued a passport to somebody who'd been dead for 3,000 years.
Did he have to go through the search thing?
Yeah, I bet his
I bet he got
fingerprints
X-rayed.
didn't work.
Date of birth, blank, blank, 1303 BC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shave a nicely wedding.
Oh, geez, I hope they're talking about his head.
Yeah. You'd like this one, Terry.
No, I wouldn't care.
Stolen
Wouldn't bother
Ford. Oh, dear. Kill Me Quick Jeffrey Sanderson.
Yeah, not a jug mule at all.
Crap beer.
Isn't that what the Americans drink?
Yeah. You ever get the feeling your parents didn't like you very much? Piece e shit.
Thead.
Yeah. Man butt sweating.
More bacon.
More bacon.
More bacon.
Uh-oh.
More bacon.
Oh, yeah. That's legit.
If you come up with pineapple in any of these...
No, I can guarantee there's none of those. Here we have Tiny Dick Kumalo from South Africa. Jack Daniels. There were quite a few of them.
No, that's not the real Jack Daniels.
No, that's right. Perez Correa, Shakespeare Mozart Armstrong. Do you think probably wanted to be named after some famous people?
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah. I'm not so sure whether this is legitimate or not.
No.
Probably
It's a
not.
bit like it's a bit like Mike Hunt.
Yeah, Mike Hunt. Yeah.
Craftsman turns wood. Dick Champion rises at 5 a.m. every morning.
So he plays with his early morning wood, does he?
Yeah, he does. Hardy ha. Now, if the two sisters were involved and it was a threesome, it would be Hardy ha ha. Another unfortunate yearbook.
Do you think he goes through in life saying, no, it's pronounced Coons?
Yeah.
No, that's nuts. I know that. That's nuts.
Yeah, the K silent.
Yeah. Best lay.
Probably why they got married.
Yeah. Yeah. Alina, happy birthday, Sakaria. I like his first names. Why, God?
Why?
Yeah. Estioko Lord Voldemort. Johnny Walker.
Ah, yes. Good old Johnny.
Yeah. This one's a bit hard to read. I had to look for this one. Disneylandia Rodriguez.
Disneylandia.
Yeah. And We have James Bond.
Of course.
Bond.
Ah,
James Bond.
James Bond.
I must
Yeah.
be.
Flores de Valgas Alava Adolfo Hitler.
Sieg Heil.
Don't mention the war.
No, don't mention the war.
Took me a while to get this one. She's obviously trying to make a statement about things on her driver's license. Foie gras cruelty.com. Miss Stop Fortnum and Mason. I don't get that one.
Stop Fortnum and Mason.
Oh, okay. That
Fortnum
obviously
and
means
Mason
something to you.
do sell foie gras. And foie gras
Okay.
is not
yeah.
made in the most humane of ways because it
No, I
involves
know, because they force feeding ducks.
ducks and ducks or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortnum and Mason, I suppose, are probably the equivalent of what's that big bloody store owned by the dodgy pharaoh in London? Oh God, I'm having one of those moments.
No.
Harrods. They're kind of they're like a bit like Harrods, but
Yes, they're a bit like
food
they're of
and
that
drink.
same echelon of shopping and food and everything as Harrods, Fortnum and Mason. But Fortnum and Mason usually did or do the hampers, don't they?
Yes.
The hampers that's got all the posh food in and that sort of thing. So that's obviously what she's having a poke at.
Yeah.
The foie gras in Fortnum and Mason hampers.
Yeah. Sure.
But why you'd want to change your name to all
No, you wouldn't, would you?
No.
Here we have Falefi matric exemption.
Oh dear.
Very Jesus. It's pronounced Jesus, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus condom.
Yeah.
Known to his friends as Donkey.
Yeah. Anti-dandruff.
What are some of these names remind me of that joke about the Indian father? You know, you name the son of the first thing that you see.
Oh yeah. Why do you ask two dogs?
that was in one of the Pratchett books, and they want to know why her spirit ghost was called One Man Bucket. And they said, "You think that's a bad name? You should hear what my older brother's called, who was born a few minutes beforehand." Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Rodriguez de Corta.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Born in April.
I'll have a go at that. That says, bitch, fuck that.
Oh dear.
That's pronounced Fook.
Yes, it is. This one wasn't so much the name, it's the husband's name. America.
Okay, that's general.
Yeah.
Not real sure which one.
No. Yeah. Batman bin Superman.
Barman.
Yeah. Driving license. Beyond repair, Nagomo. No, Ngongo.
Beyond repair.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, back.
And I think we're back to the
We're
start.
back
Oh,
to,
nice.
we're back to
Yeah,
the long
I
wee
like
wee.
that. Thank you.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
That's all
thank
for
you,
today.
Paul.
Cool.
Oh, that was good.
I remember doing these bunch of questions several weeks back, and I'm not sure which set we're actually up to. I can show you the questions in here, so that you can't see the answer.
You see what Carl Edwards has said in the chat. He says
Yeah.
the South African names are pretty real because I printed a check for a guy called Pencil Sharpener Dlamini.
Pencil sharpener.
Yeah.
It's like they've just opened the dictionary in the middle somewhere. Yeah, that name will do.
Well, it was like that president of, what was it, Zimbabwe or something? Good luck, Jonathan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he didn't really have much good luck.
No.
Does anyone remember these questions?
So some of them look familiar. Yeah. Question 10. Yeah, definitely had that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've been through
15.
a lot of these
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we've had that lot.
Yeah, because question 10 were the names of the lunar modules.
Okay, we'll go to round 2 then.
Because Eagle was Apollo 11.
Okay.
Houston, the Eagle has landed.
Yeah. I won't show. I have to stop and then show. Okay, this is round 2 questions.
Yeah, we've said some of these too, I think.
I think we have.
I don't remember the preservatives. Don't remember that one.
No. But I...
No, I don't think you had that lot. That don't look too hard.
Wow. Let's go for it and find out, eh?
Hey, Carl, how do you know if you remember it? You couldn't even see. Now, the trick with this one is I've got to scroll down to the answer every time. So as long as I don't read the answer before the question, I'll be right. So how many questions have we got? 20. 20 questions.
Cool.
And they're all sciencey related. And don't forget, we've got a handicapped person in the panel, so we have to be careful. We have to make sure that they get their answer out quicker. So I'm not worried about the spelling, and you can put in a couple of letters to cheat.
John Rapp's already got started.
Well,
he's given us Fleetwood Mac and Saturn.
Oh, yeah, John's going, okay. Not quite for the first question, John. Not quite. Not quite.
NaCl.
Yeah. Oh, shit, Carl.
H2SO4.
No. Sorry. Incorrect. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Question 1. Everyone ready?
Righto. Yeah.
Roughly, what proportion of their DNA do humans and chimpanzees share? I can hear the typewriters going. No, just got to wait for the peanut gallery to catch up.
Yeah, it's not ACDC.
These are just warm-ups, are they?
Yeah, must be. Waiting for it. Waiting for it. Ah, Dora. Dora came in first. And Farmer in here.
Just depends who's quickest on the keyboard,
then
really.
Paul, then Blue, and Peter, you're wrong. And Carl, you're wrong. Sorry. 98.
It's very debated.
Oh, okay.
That's just what your answers say.
Oh, I got 98 here, so read real D.
No, I was actually first. My internet wire's longer than yours is.
Your internet wire? I don't have an internet wire up here. I'm wireless.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! Maybe that's my problem. Need to get rid of this damn wire.
Yeah, just cut the wire. You don't need the wire.
Yeah, just cut
Yeah,
the wire. You'll be fine.
Just cut it and make it wireless.
Yeah.
That's all right, Blue. My answers take a little bit longer because the internet has to turn them up the other way.
Yeah. They've got to convert it around the other way. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Okay, question 2. In which field did Austrian monk Gregor Mendel's study of plants lead to major breakthroughs? In which field did Austrian monk Gregor Mendel's study of plants lead to major breakthroughs?
I'm guessing it's a lot the lower field with the drainage problems.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I was
type
going
of
to say
field.
Wrigley.
Not
I was,
that wrong
I was
type
going
of
to say.
field.
I was going to say Wrigley Field, but no, that won't work
Wrigley.
either.
Wrigley Field.
Carl's coming in with an answer. Yep.
Oh, strawberry fields. Yeah.
Yeah,
Forever.
Of course.
Carl is right on it, and Gravity looks like he's right on it. Oh, you put 2 answers in. Somebody better quickly
Yeah, but
beat Paul with the correct answer.
they're related.
No, I'm only going by. Oh, okay. You're actually more correct
Thanks.
than anyone else at the moment, Paul.
Hmm.
So I can't give it to the peanut gallery then. I need a what's the word for it? I need you to elaborate more, Carl. Everyone's hovering around the answers, but no,
Get the
Farmer,
cubs.
that's not what I said, Farmer.
Um, but we're in the right neck of the woods, aren't we?
I thought we were in a field.
Yeah, I thought we were in a field.
Now we're in the woods. Holy shit.
Well, the woods.
JM Truth. We're outstanding in the field.
Well, put it this way: people out in the peanut gallery have given us the right answers, plural.
Hmm.
Because I can't give. Yeah, I can't give it to you. Not technically, no. I can't technically give it to you.
Oh, fine, don't they? Let's move on.
I'm gonna have to move it on. Well, Paul's the most correctest.
Okay, what's the actual answer?
Most correctest is
Yeah, Paul's answer. There's,
yeah, but what's the actual answer?
There's 2 of them. Carl's
yeah.
got one,
And they are?
and Terce has got the other. And Paul's got both.
So they are the 2 answers you've got then?
Yeah, hereditary
Oh,
and
right,
genetics.
okay. Right.
And everyone else was putting one, but not both. So Paul was in here first. You beat the peanut gallery, Paul. For that one?
Thank you.
Okay, question.
It was a lot more fun. This game's a lot more fun when I can't understand the questions.
What, from the accent or from the question?
Yeah, I don't know. Doing it in English is not nearly as much fun as doing it in Piplish.
Do you want me to try a Scottish accent?
Oh god.
That would be
I don't
hilarious.
think you can pull it off. I really don't.
Okay. I can barely pull off an Australian accent, let alone a Scottish one.
Sorry, Pip, we love you.
Okay, question 3. What name is given to a biological process that sets itself naturally to a 24-hour cycle? Never heard of that word.
Is it that one?
Not even warm.
No, I don't know.
Not even warm.
Biology's not my forte.
No, I think I might have to just give more clues. Daytime, nighttime.
Don't even think about it.
Yeah, no idea, Carl. Okay, I'll give you the first letter. Starts with a C.
A C. Ah.
Ah.
Just wait for the peanut gallery to catch up, see if they get it. There we go. Is that you, Dave? Got it. And Farmer got it half right. There we go.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, the
close
rhythm.
enough.
Yeah, the circadian rhythm. Okay, what question was that? 3, 4. 4. Okay. Anyone know your Greek?
I don't know any Greeks.
Okay.
Especially when they're bearing gifts.
Yeah, okay. What was the occupation of the Greek scientist Galen, whose work was at the forefront of thinking in his field for over 1,000 years? So what was the occupation of the Greek scientist Galen?
Never heard of him. Don't think.
Weren't they pretty much all that?
I don't think anyone's going to get that one by the sound of it. 4. Oh, okay. No, Paul. No, Carl. I wonder if they called them quacks back then. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to give that clue.
Does it make him one of them? As they said in Blackadder, I'd rather be a quack than a ducky. I have a problem with my man saying, well, don't be shy. Just
out of that.
Just get it out and whop it on the counter.
Didn't they hear that clue or that slip of the tongue out there? Oh, Carl did. Carl did. Yeah, there you go. A physician, doctor. Farmer got it. How'd you get that, Farmer?
I don't know. It'd been handy if you'd given us a clue.
Yeah, I should have gave a clue. Okay, 5. Okay, I got no idea what all this means in this question, so I'm going to have to read it a couple of times. E200 plus numbers are preservatives, and most E400 plus numbers are emulsifiers and stabilizers. But what are E100 plus numbers? Oh, okay. Interesting. No. No. All the answers I'm seeing are no's, inside here and out there. Blue. What's he got? Less than...
Shit. That's no bloody good. I'm looking on the side of my tube of Pringles and it only lists one E number, and that's a 400 series. Damn it.
Can't cheat. Oh, Carl got it. Colorants.
Colouring, yeah.
Colorants. Okay, number 5. We're up to number 6. Okay. What was the primary objective of the alchemists of the Middle Ages, whose early experiments with metals and minerals were the forefront of chemistry? What was the primary objective of the alchemists of the Middle Ages?
Yeah.
Okay, 6. 6. Oh, okay, that one. No. Oh, what was that one? No, not what I got here.
What else were they doing?
Then you're wrong.
Yeah, they're wrong. These are wrong. Oh, somebody, I see a right answer somewhere.
No, that was Harry Potter.
How many answers did you give him, Paul?
The
Most
right
of them.
amount.
Well, I can tell you that one of your answers is right. But I'm not going to tell you which one. No, it looks like he's a dancing around going the wrong way. Oh.
There you go, surf.
Oh, Carl. Oh, Surf got it. Surf got it. A Philosopher's Stone. And sorry, Paul. Okay, what are we up to? 7. In the classic atom model... Start again, put my teeth back in. In the classic atom model, do the electrons orbit the nucleus, or does the nucleus encase the agitated electrons? So, if you understand the question, you'll probably know the answer.
Yes.
I need it in a sentence form.
Oh, picky.
Oh,
Well,
good
then
grief.
then it's the answer, because the answer explains what the question is. Yeah, you. Okay.
Can't we just say the first one?
Okay. So in the classic atom model, do the electrons orbit the nucleus, or does the nucleus encase the agitated electrons? It's asking a yes or no question, doesn't it? But for
No,
the
not really.
answer is that.
It's a weird question.
Yeah.
It's a weird
It's a weird
question,
question.
Terry, because both of those models are classical models.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terse. I'll have to give it to Terse because that's got the wording that's close to the answer. And Paul, yeah, the electrons orbit the nucleus. So electrons orbit was my closest answer that I was wanting to find. Yes, orbit
Big
was
Blue,
orbit's the answer, but which one? There's
Big Blue's
nucleus.
just getting technical.
Why? What did he do?
Yeah.
The middle bit thingy.
Ah, I missed that one. Sorry, Blue.
Yes.
The encased one was the plum pudding model.
Well, he's right. He's got the word electrons in orbit, so he's still right.
He's just getting all technical on us.
Yeah. Okay. Number 8. 8. Okay. Anyone know anything about your brain?
Okay. My brain. I know lots about my brain.
I know I've got more than a flat earther.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have got one. They did tests.
I'm still looking for mine.
Well, at least you're not as bad as a flat earther, Terry. They've got 2, but one's lost and the other's out looking for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 8. Which side of the brain would be most likely used to evaluate whether a new wardrobe fits into the space available in a bedroom? What? So they want the side of the brain that knows how a wardrobe fits into a bedroom. Okay. 8. Oh, okay. That's the reason why. Okay. I'll give you bonus points if you give me the reason why. I have to scroll down. Nope. Yep, Carl got it. Oh, it was either yes, left or right or whatever, or which part of the brain. Yeah, Dora said frontal. Now Carl's right. The right. You get a bonus question if you point if you know the reason why. Okay, that was 8. That's been to do with spatial issues. Okay.
Yeah, the left isn't it the left side of the brain tends to be the creative part. And then the right side of the brain is the actual sort of thinking and reasoning and working things out.
And what if you got both sides that are confused?
Well, you're just confused then.
Yeah, because I know that left and right can be also to do with writing, and like being left-handed and right-handed type thing. Parts of the brain, something to do with that.
I provided the correct answer. You just didn't understand it.
Where?
Derp.
They've got a scroll everywhere.
Derp left is the same thing as
left. Yeah, but you said left, not right.
No, derp left is right.
Okay.
Keep up.
There you go.
Okay?
I just looked it up. Apparently, the left side processes large numbers and the right side processes small numbers.
Oh.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay. Question 9.
Which side processes no numbers? That's the one the flirts use.
Yeah.
That's the one in their butt, Blue.
Yeah, that's the back side.
Yeah, the backside.
That's what side does that. The back side.
the brain ass. Got it.
Because that's where they pull the numbers from.
Yeah, the back side.
We've got a scientific theory here.
What's your independent variables?
The null hypothesis.
Yeah.
Okay. Which scientific theory postulates that subatomic particles are tiny, one-dimensional loops?
I don't know.
Well, you just have to think of scientific theories. That subatomic particles are tiny one-dimensional loops.
I'll stick with Crichton on this.
There you are, Carl got it. And Paul.
Tiny loop theory.
Tiny loop theory. FFS. All the hints in the question, wasn't it, Blue? Yeah.
The Cheerio theory.
Oh, the Cheerio. Okay.
Ring theory. No, it's something else, isn't it?
Where are we?
Yeah. That's the theory that says you're guaranteed to get a phone call from the most annoying person just as you get busy.
Yeah.
Okay, that was question 9. Question 10. What was the name of the spaceship from which the final lunar landing took place, and in which year was it? What was the name of the spaceship from which the final lunar landing took place, and in which year was it?
Yeah. The year's quite easy.
Yeah, but I can't think of the name.
Okay, we'll combine the answers then.
So that's hang on, let me work out. There was the Eagle.
Spacey McShipface.
Oh, it's easier than what you thought.
Because if you're after that, that's
Yes.
wrong.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
None of the spaceships were called Apollo 17.
Okay. Well, you've got the year right. Carl got the year right. And Paul got the year right. Okay. Yeah, well, they've got Apollo 17 here, so that's all I can give you. Okay. Question 10. Question 10. What is the
I don't remember what the command module was called. Never.
Falcon? Carl said it could be called Falcon, maybe. Anyway, question 11. What is the SI unit of thermodynamic temperature? Oh, even I know that one without even looking at the answers. And I'll tell you why in a minute.
Pardon me.
At least Paul spelt it right, my middle name.
Yeah, Peter.
Yeah,
Oh,
Peter.
well, are you going to change the rules again, Terry?
Well, it's my middle name. You should know how to spell my middle name.
Here we go. Apollo 17, the command module was called, novelly enough, America.
Yeah, Carl and Paul.
and the
And
lunar
Farmer.
module was called Charge.
Well, I'll give you a point, Peter. You're close enough. Now, it's not
I don't
Kevin
want a point.
Surf, it was Kelvin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Lord Kevin.
Yeah, Lord Kevin. Yeah. I don't know why I got named that middle name. I don't think my parents were very scientific back in the day.
Or were you actually? Was your middle name supposed to be Kevin and somebody misspelled it?
No, it was actually Kelvin.
No, it was meant to be Kelvin. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I didn't get a middle name.
Aww. Everybody go, aww.
Well, it's probably quite good considering what my actual initials are. If my middle name had been Ian, it would have been unfortunate.
Okay.
Quit stuttering, Terse.
Hey, Tess, you got to stutter, Tess.
It's Kelvin, not
Surf.
Kelvin.
Yeah.
Surf, that's not
Terse,
my name.
Terse has a habit of doing that. He quite often double taps keys.
I'm sick of people
I've noticed.
mispronouncing and mispronunciating my last name. It's a pet peeve I've got.
Oh, people misspell my surname all the time.
Yeah, but do they mispronounce it all as well?
No, they don't mispronounce it, but they quite often spell it wrong. But that's understandable.
Okay. Question 12. What imperial measurement is equal to 0.028 of a cubic meter? Ah, okay.
How many of a cubic meter?
0.028. Of a cubic meter. What imperial measurement is that equal to?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, the right answer's coming in.
This is why I like working in SI units, because a cubic meter is so easy to visualize and it just matches
Yeah.
so many convenient numbers. A cubic meter is 1,000 litres, and if it's water, that's 1 metric ton.
A cubic inch? No, not cubic inch. Not cubic inch. Cubic inch. There's no cubic. No, I'm not getting it out in the peanut gallery. No, not gallon. It's 0.028 of a cubic meter. What is the equivalent in imperial? Not pint, not gallon. The answers are coming in. I can't. Well, cubic's in the name, so obviously it must be something to do with that in the imperial version.
Well, that's what I thought.
So it's a two-word answer, and cubic is one of the words. Someone was close. They said cubic inch, but that's not quite right. And somebody said square foot, which is not right.
Yeah, it's far too big for a cubic inch.
I'm going to have to call it. Going to have to call it. You aren't quite getting it.
I'm in
to
the
do
wrong
with
chat.
If it's to do with a cubic meter, what's the equivalent in imperial if you use the word cubic? Not inch. Do you want to spell it out to him, Farmer?
Yes. If it's not an inch, then the next one up is a foot.
Right.
It's a
that
Surf's figure.
Correct. Surf's correct. Trying to correct it.
0.028.
Oh, I mean it's close to a cubic.
Yeah, it's a cubic foot.
Right.
Because
Sorry.
bring it up.
Oh, bless
A
you.
meter.
Did
a
you spray
meter
paint your
is
keyboard?
just over 3 feet. So if you imagine how many cubic feet you get in a cubic meter, 3 times 3 times 3, plus a little bit more.
Okay, question 13. This is a mathematical question. What is the square root of 225? Whoa, she's a quick in here.
Remember that one. A few big coot. No, that's a bald coot.
Wait for the peanut gallery to catch up. Because we have a wiener.
Is it an Oscar wiener? Oh yes, it's just
Oh, the
just
casual
over
space
35
person.
cubic feet in a cubic meter.
Casual. $25, $42, no. 90210, no. 25, no. I'm guessing 25.
Well, that
no.
only works
Sorry,
in Beverly
Carl.
Hills.
33, no.
25 squared is 625, guys.
If you just work it out in your head, if you times in 25 by itself, times it by 10 and double it, you're already well past what the question was.
Oh, Carl got it.
Carl's got
With a
it.
question mark. And looks like Lightning Blue got it in here. Lightning Fingers Blue.
Yeah.
Okay, number 14. Oh, I've heard that word before. The Rayleigh scattering accounts for which everyday phenomenon? 14. Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't care how you answer that
Spelling
one.
mistake.
Well, that one, 14.
That's okay,
Yeah,
Carl. I'm a
yeah,
bilingual
I'll
dyslexic.
give it to you because the answer does say both parts to that. So.
Oh, I left out Mister.
Yeah. It
Damn
gives,
it.
but you got to give. You can say both parts as an answer to it. So if you say either or, that doesn't matter. Dora's, I suppose Dora's. No, actually.
No, Terse, it's not the bloody ether band.
Yeah. Okay. I've got to work that out now. Yeah, Blue Skies for Dora. Yeah. And the other part is, there's another part to that, which you should know. What's the other part to it, anyone? Blue sky in the day, yes. Yes, Paul, that's right. Oh, blue.
Blur confusion, yeah.
I don't think anyone in the peanut galleries knows what I'm talking about. Paul did.
Red shifting.
Yeah.
It's because the sun's moving away from us.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when it's moving towards us in the morning, it gives us a blue sunrise that nobody ever sees because it's still bloody red.
Okay, what question was that? Yeah, the blue appearance of the daytime sky and the reddening at night. Okay. Question 15. Oh shit, there's some big words in here. Why would someone suffering from trypanophobia have reason to resent Charles Pravaz for his 1835 contribution to medical science? Oh, the answer's easy, actually.
Well, it is when it's written down in front of you, yeah.
Read that again, Terry.
What, the question? Okay.
Yes.
Why would someone suffering from trypanophobia? You're not typing the word out of. Hope not.
No. Just
okay.
read the question.
Have a reason to resent Charles Pravaz for his 1835 contribution to medical science? Yes, Carl's got it. Carl's basically got the answer. Yeah.
Oh.
It's what he invented. So what Carl said is what he invented. So no one in here got it? Carl got it out there. He was the closest. So he invented the hypodermic syringe.
Fear of the three-finger exam.
Okay.
Oh, realise as a proctologist.
Where are we? Where are we? That was question 15, 16. Broca's area in the human brain is responsible for which function? I've not heard of that one.
No, I've not.
Oh, okay. I'll keep quiet for a minute.
No, don't know.
I'm giving a clue. I said I'll keep quiet for a minute.
Oh, right then. Pawn shop.
Was my clue too cryptic? Carl got it. Who got it first in here? Oh, Paul.
Me.
Fritz.
Was it my
Fritz.
was it my clue you think might have gave it away?
No.
No.
Well, I said I'll keep quiet for a minute. No, not John. Carl got it right, or casual too. Yeah, speech and articulation. Okay. Where are we? Oh, here we go. Another geometry. I think this is a geometry question. Okay. If we had angles of size 1, 1, and 1, what's the answer? What would the internal angle? Oh no, sorry, wrong question, wrong person. If a circle A is placed within a larger circle B, what is the term for the space between the circumference of A and the circumference of B?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. What's the answer? Ah, I'm not gonna. Okay.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah.
People out there thought there was a real question when I said, "What's the angle?" That sides, a triangle sides 1, 1, and 1. What's the internal angle?
Yeah, I'd go with that. That seems the most likely
17.
answer.
17. Okay, I can scroll back up to the question. A gap.
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 You're just getting
Polar
technical
mint,
now, aren't you?
A toroid. A thing. The tire.
Dog nut.
See if anyone gets it. The waiting music's coming up. Getting played. Jeopardy music, whatever they call it. No one's getting it. Hey, we haven't got time for pleasantries, Kirsten. Get back to the question, Get back to the question. Surf said space.
Between his ears.
Not getting it. Jeopardy music's played. And the answer is... from Paul, annulus. Oh, you were trying to give him a clue, Paul.
I was.
Android.
Android. Okay, well, that was 17. 16. No, 17. 18. Okay. Anyone know this bloke called Einstein?
I've heard of him.
Not personally.
Yeah.
I heard he
Never
had
met him.
I heard he had a theory.
I have a theory.
Yeah, I thought he had a theory.
Theory, which is mine.
No, that's Anne Elk.
This is going to be so easy. It's going to be like lightning on the keyboard for the peanut gallery and internally in here. So in Einstein's famous theory, E equals mc squared, that should be with a 2. What does the C represent?
E light speed.
18.
Sorry.
18. 18.
See, I was trying to guess what you were going to ask, and I thought, okay.
Farmer tried to get it out too quick.
No, well, I typed in what the E stood for, and then you went and asked for something else. So I started to delete it and just thought, oh, bollocks.
You didn't know what I was going to ask, did you? You're trying to anticipate. Theory of poofy hair or something.
Chocolate.
He broke a wand. Casual spaceman
like the
said
chocolate
never heard
answer.
of him. Casual said anus. No, annulus, you wally. Oh dear.
Refresh.
Yeah,
Oh, dear.
speed of light. Who said speed of light first out there? Carl, I think. Carl? Yeah, Carl
Yeah,
did.
I think it was Carl.
Yeah,
Carl did.
And the farmer with the E-light speed.
We see, I thought he's probably going to say, what does the E stand for? So I typed in energy already, and then you went and asked what C stood for. And it's like, oh, bollocks.
Farmer.
You were cheating.
Yeah, well, that's how you get the answer first sometimes, by guessing what the question's going to be.
Yeah. John Rapp's probably more correct.
Speed of light in a vacuum. Yes, that's more technical.
Okay, we're up to question 19. Before Dolly, the cloned sheep, there were Megan and Morag. In what way was Dolly unique? Anyone actually know that?
Yeah. Well, all that, yeah, I suppose.
Ah, that's the difference. You're putting a word in, but you're not explaining why. And no, you're wrong, Peter. You've got the right
No, she
word,
did.
but you're not giving me the explanation of the differences. This is going to be hard to answer.
Clown.
She's saying country. No, not Dolly Parton, Stewie.
Dolly Parton's greatest hits.
Okay. Now we're going to have to investigate the answer here, because Farmers is trying to give an explanation. Well, you can't do two answers, Farmer, so you're getting the right word in the clone.
I was expanding on it.
Yeah, but the expansion is not just the cloning part.
Okay.
I'll give the answer, and then we can try to figure out who got it right.
I like Blue's answer.
Yeah.
Where's Blue?
Do you like backing up?
It's for all those Welsh people out there.
Okay, I'll read the answer.
All the New Zealanders.
Yeah.
She was cloned from an adult cell, whereas Megan and Morag were cloned from embryo cells. So you'll still have to figure it out between you in the peanut gallery who actually got that right. Clone of her mother, Surf said. They said from an adult cell and embryo cells. So, anyone actually say anything about adult or embryo?
No. Don't think so.
No, I don't think anyone mentioned embryo or adult. No, no one mentioned that. Okay, then. Now you know. Last question.
I
Righto.
like Kirsten Frost's answer.
Dolly P behind a tree.
Okay, last question. Okay, in which 3 scientific disciplines are Nobel Prizes awarded? So I need the whole 3 to by the look of it. Yep, the whole 3.
What, the 3 scientific ones?
Excuse me. Paul, you're missing one. You got one wrong. You can't change it now, though.
Why not?
I mean, you can if you want. Aren't there more than 3? No, I've only got 3 here. But I've got... The thing is, I've got 4, but they're saying this one or that one. Yeah, you're basically getting 2 of them perfect, but it's just that last one you're having a problem. Oh, Had's got it. I think is the closest.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Had's got it closest. Yeah,
That'll
it's
come
not.
under chemistry, surely.
You got physics, chemistry, and human biology. No, not biology. Had's got chemistry, physics. Wait a minute.
And medicine.
Chemistry, yeah, physics, chemistry. I got it round the other way here. Physics, chemistry, medicine, or physiology. Is that it? Physiology, the word, or medicine. So
Yes.
yeah, Had's got it right out there.
Oh, right. Oh,
Okay,
well.
who was the closest in here? Ah, okay. Who do I give it to for the 3 of you in here?
The one who got closest first.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, okay, Paul. There we go. Add your scores up if you were keeping track.
No, I wasn't.
Who didn't get? Carl, I know Carl got a few right out there tonight.
Yeah, Carl. I think Carl was certainly at the top or near the top. I wasn't really keeping track of them.
Who else out there got a few right? Give us your estimated scorings, guys out there.
Well, I got 13.
Okay, out of 20. That's not too bad.
Yep. Yeah, some of them were. There's a few stinkers in there.
Yeah.
I think.
Now, if we can remember next time we're up to round 3, we can come back onto this one. Do you just like those sets of questions out in the peanut gallery and in here?
I didn't. Yeah, they weren't too bad. They covered the.
All right.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Not too hard. Not too easy.
Clearly, the one about Apollo 17 was wrong.
How'd you go, Peter?
Oh, yeah.
Not too bad.
No point typing anything. I just get in trouble for spelling shit wrong.
So. No, I said I was going to let that slide. Casual said 0.00000. Okay. Thanks, Carl. Yeah, because you got them right. That's why. Of course, you're going to say that. It's the people that don't get them. It's the ones that opinions that matter. I reckon they were too hard or not. On a scale from 1 to 10, I give it a B. Yeah, yes, sir.
Good call.
Okay. Oh dear. Well, that's your lot up to that. So what are we up to now? We can close all that. We don't need them anymore. I can put that away. Alright. Well, I'll go and grab some a couple of Shield videos. I don't think we've got a Pip. I think we do have a Pip story that may have got dropped in. I'll check for that. I've got to go and get a coffee. So, Blue,
yeah,
you
sounds
said
like
you
a good
wanted to.
idea.
You said you wanted to entertain us with some pictures of some sort. You said maybe.
Yeah, I was looking. I don't really have much to show.
Okie dokie. Okay, what's in Sylvia's shit tonight? Everett Anderson. Confused guy falls for flat earth. That go for? That goes for 4 minutes. That's an Everett Anderson. Who else have we got? Where's Wally? Nobody loves no fanfare's moon landing denial. That goes for 3 minutes. Who else have we got? I've got a... no, I've got nothing there. We got from Mr. Sensible. How long does his go for? 13 minutes. I've got a question for Concave Earth Christian Guru. I don't know who that is. Going up. Scrolling. Wage Underworld. You got here, zooming into Southern Celestial Pole, Sigma Octantis. Goes for a minute. Else, Professor Dave, People of Life, been doing some more observations. I'll wait till he does a few more of them and we've got Flat Earth Far compilation 14 from Simon. We might play that as the main one. So I'll grab that.
Yeah, that's worth a giggle.
Yeah, I'll grab that as a main one to watch because it goes for 16 minutes. Alright, so if that's the sense, what's that, John? Flat Dirt put out a great one today, Nancy Ball 14.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Is that a debunking one?
Yep.
I don't think I've got that. I don't have that person.
Hang on.
If I got a request for it, I'll play it, but I need a link to it. Oh, you can't post a link because you're not the right colour. Oh, that doesn't help. If you're in my Discord, you can post the link. Anyone's.
What you after? A link to
Well, the ones that they're asking for out in the peanut gallery. I don't know who they mean.
Flat Dirt. Hang on.
There you go, Terry.
Oh, you got it, have you?
Oh.
Flat Dirt 14, Nancy Boy. Oh, sorry, Nancy Boy.
Adventures of Nancy Boy, Flat Dirt. So as this person debunks flat earthers?
I'd say more poor takes the piss out of them rather
It
than
only goes for
bunks them.
58 seconds.
Yeah, they all do.
It's only a quick one, is it? Yeah. I hope it hasn't got any music or anything.
No,
there's nothing on there that you'd get nothing that you get pinged for.
Alright. Okay, I'll just see if we can find one more. does Everett's go for? 6 minutes. NASA created the Bermuda Triangle from Everett Anderson.
Oh yeah.
Might be something. Everett's is not usually too bad.
No, because he tends to keep them fairly short and sweet, doesn't he?
Yeah, 6 minutes, that one. Oh, there you go. That's your lot.
I think that's the one that opens with Led Zeppelin.
Oh, it can't because I can't play it if it's Led Zeppelin. Doesn't take much for the bot to pick up music. Alright, okay.
Is it that one? Am I thinking of another one? Oh no, that's all right. No, the one I'm thinking of is the Everett Anderson one. Confused Guy Falls with Flat Earth.
Is that a newer one than the one I've got?
I think so. Yeah, he only dropped it 3 hours ago.
Oh, okay. That might have been the wrong one I grabbed. Go back.
Everett Anderson.
I'm
When did he
scrolling,
drop that other one?
Scrolling. Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, NASA created Bermuda Triangle. That was 2 days ago. Then he did Jerry Rocher Explains Why the Sky is Blue. That was yesterday.
Okay, I got
And then
Confused
today
Guys Falls for Flat Earth.
Yeah, that's the very latest one that he dropped a few hours ago. That's the one that's got
and then I've got
Led Zeppelin, Dazed and Confused.
And then I've got NASA created Bermuda Triangle. What's the one you're saying about Led Zeppelin?
Well, there was another one in between that. Jerry Rocher Explains Why the Sky is Blue.
What, Everett Anderson or?
Yep.
Yep.
You'll be able to find it then. No. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, Jerry Roger.
Got it.
Yeah, I found it.
Cool.
I must have scrolled past it too quick. I don't want to have too many. How many we got? We've got the main feature, which is Simon. We've got the 58-second one, which I'll move over. Play that first. Then we've got Jerry Rocher, which is not the first one, so I'll play the Confused Guy. We'll play that first. That goes for 4 minutes. We've got Confused Guys Falls for Flat Earth. Then we've got Joe Rocher. NASA created the Bermuda Triangle. And Flat Earth Files compilation. Here we go. They don't need to vote out there. The way I've got them set up here would be probably better. Order.
Like, oh my gosh, how big of a globe zombie moron can you be? How much can you hate the truth and love lies to the point where someone's like, hey, the earth's flat, and you're like,
No brain. No brain. No brain.
Outstanding.
What's your brains?
But there isn't one.
just want to talk to you about some truth I've discovered.
One of my favourite Led Zepp tracks, that is.
Yeah, I can't play that.
But
No.
I want to talk about it publicly.
Can I hear him, or am I deaf?
There's
No, he is quite quiet on the video.
Cognitive dissonance attached to this, stigma attached to this title, Flat Earth, that really made me look into it.
Well, have you thought about, I don't know, not doing that?
When you say the word and you get instant rebellion, instant hate, instant anger. So I knew it was something I needed to look into. And I went to look into Flat Earth thinking I could debunk this in 2-3 minutes, maybe, tops. 4 years later, I'm still sitting here with my head shaking.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, that's unfortunate.
How did they get away with this lie? Then that led me down some other rabbit holes, of course, the same ones that everyone else talks about, the 9/11, all the wars. I looked into a lot of different conspiracies and come to find out that almost all of them are true. But we are in a flat earth, guys. This is something, I don't ask people to look into. Hey, debunk it. Debunk me. Debunk the truth. That's how I went into it. I just said, hey, let me debunk this, and I couldn't. So anyhow, going down this rabbit hole, I ran into the education system, how the first thing that you see when you get in there as a pre-K or kindergartner is the globe, and the teacher goes over and points to this spinning ball and says, you live here. And the kid looks and says, the hell kind of crap is this?
Stephanie, are you out of your mind? From what I heard, you gave your teacher serious injuries by throwing a globe at her. Now we have no idea how much this hospital bill is going to cost because the injuries are so severe.
And then, of course, by evolution proposing that we come from a big bang of nothingness.
Let me just point out here that evolution has nothing to do with the Big Bang. And neither says we came from nothing.
We don't come from monkeys, of course, because there's still monkeys here.
We did not evolve from monkeys. We share a distant ancestor with them. You may as well ask, if I am descended from my grandfather, why do I still have cousins?
Go to NASA. Just Google real pictures of Earth from space. Complete pictures, not that half crescent stuff. Not just a piece, and then, subliminally, you assume that because you're seeing a crescent, that it's, going in a circle.
I'm Jay Herman. I'm the EPIC lead scientist for the Discover mission. On July 6, 2015, we released this spectacular image of Earth taken by NASA's EPIC camera. Now, sequence that shows EPIC is an Earth science scene.
I got music, so I can't play.
Like everyone says, don't believe me. Do your own research. But flat Earth is real.
No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 Hell no. No. No.
Typical cherry-picked statements in that lot. See you, Kristen. Oh, Kristen's off. How long ago did you do that? Yep. Later, Kristen. Oh, this Fruit Loop. Is his name Joey Rocco, Rocho, whatever.
Please tell us why you had to hide away for so
long. Where did we go wrong? What a track.
Why is the sky blue?
Aloha, everybody. How are you doing today? Thank you very much for joining me, your host, Joey Rocha, for a short episode of Why is the Sky Blue? But not only why is the sky blue, But why is the oceans of Earth blue as well? The reason why I asked that question is because air, our atmosphere, is clear. Water in the ocean, it's clear as well. But it gives off a bluish hue when we look at them. Well, I think I know the answer. Why? I want to know what you think. I believe the dome, the firmament, is made out of blue glass called blue obsidian.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
But if the sky is blue and oceans of the water are blue as well, how do we explain that logically? What could be giving that? Well, this right here is a clear bottle. Inside contains coconut water, which is pink. The clear bottle is not interfering with the color in this coconut juice. But if this was water in my cup and I had a blue glass, the water would appear to be blue even though it's not blue. I have a lot of research that shows 100% in my mind logical evidence that the sky is made out of blue glass.
You really got to hate this music, don't you?
Yeah, I know. It ruins the whole thing.
Makes it somewhat difficult to play the whole video.
Yeah, and how much more? Yeah, just a little. It keeps going. It's all to do with how light is broken up into its different wavelengths, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah.
To simulate the sky, you just get some water and pour some milk in it.
Some water.
The first thing you'll notice is that this water-milk mixture doesn't actually look white anymore. It actually looks blue. What's happening here is the same thing that's actually happening in the sky. These milk particles are scattering blue light, just like the air in our atmosphere scatters blue light. So this type of scattering is called Rayleigh scattering, and it's applicable for molecules the size of air molecules like nitrogen and oxygen, all the way up to particles about 1/10 the wavelength of light. So that means it's applicable to milk proteins dissolved in water. So that's why it worked in our milk water experiment as well.
Or if there's a blue glass container,
Damn music.
Yeah, it's a shame because it's such a good track as well.
Yeah, I've noticed that there's a few of these videos that are out there with the camera that's actually still attached to the rocket as it goes into space in one shot.
There it goes. Look, there's space. There's the sun. Boom.
There you go.
No dome.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't go up high enough. They've got to go up higher.
Only high enough to get out of the atmosphere. Like it says, the sky isn't blue above the atmosphere. Of course not.
you can prove, and even if it's just a theory, you have to prove your theory. I think I've done a good job at proving my theory.
You thought wrong. You thought wrong, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the dome. Yeah, okay. You think like that.
That invisible, non-existent, nobody's ever seen it dome that somehow doesn't stop our rockets going into space. That's right, because you think your holy book says it's a dome when all it's actually referring to was the bloody sky.
Oh, that's right. The rockets go up and they bounce off the dome. That's why they curve.
Well, that's the other thing. They say, oh, you look at the rockets and they curve over and they're clearly crashing into the sea. Yet, do you know what causes that? It's a big word. It begins with P. and it's a word that they always misuse and misapply.
Yeah. That's why I got a
And when
couple of
it is,
a couple of videos of rockets that actually get launched, and you can see from the angle that they're launched. Yes, you can see why that they look like they go up and then down.
it was actually let's put no. There's two words that begin with P. One is parabola, and
Yeah.
the second is perspective. They don't launch rockets straight up, especially not when they're trying to put something into orbit. That would be such a huge waste of fuel and energy.
Wouldn't get them into orbit
Rockets would
anyway.
have to be so much bigger if you wanted to put something into orbit by going straight up and then expecting your satellite to transform from that path into an orbit.
Yeah, you wouldn't go. They wouldn't get into orbit if they just went straight up.
No. That's why you go up at an angle and they're basically heading in the right direction into an orbital path. And they look like they're going to come back down because of perspective. And it does amaze me that when it is perspective, they'll come up with 101 different excuses. And when it isn't perspective, they'll say, oh, it's perspective.
Florida, for exotic ports of call in the Caribbean and the South Atlantic. Ports of call that are tropical paradises, honeymoon havens, abodes of escape from everyday life, where unattached females go to meet unattached males. There is no awareness amongst the cargoes of frolicsome, light-hearted excursionists that there is only one course and one course of...
That's got background music in it.
Hi guys, how's it going? I was just thinking the other day about, I saw someone's meme about NASA launching from their rockets from coastal cities.
10, 9, and so on. 3, 2, 1.
To so that they could ditch the rockets into the ocean, or more specifically the Bermuda Triangle.
That poor, incompetent crew.
Hedron.
When I was a kid, there was a lot of, I'd see a lot of things on TV, you know, mysteries of whatever. There was talk about aliens, there was talk about Bigfoot, and then there was talk about the Bermuda Triangle. Those were the big three mysteries, the Bermuda Triangle being one of the big ones. And I didn't think much about it. I thought it was cool when I was a kid, you know, the mysterious Bermuda Triangle, you know, airplanes crash and disappear, ships sink and, you know, no one's ever found. They even had a board game about the Bermuda Triangle, and I know this because I had the board game. I thought the Bermuda Triangle was cool. I was like, oh, I never want to go there because ships disappear.
You rang? No, you twit, that was the bell. People don't go around ringing, going ling-lang-lang-lang. No. Bermuda Triangle, for a start.
All that hype back in the 70s more than likely was to spread fear about the Bermuda Triangle to keep people out of there, because that's basically a rocket graveyard. Like Arch, or you watch the launches on TV, they go up, they level off, and then they disappear from sight. And they land in the Bermuda Triangle. So yeah, it's that's just something that occurred to me the other day. I'm like, wow, I wonder if, yeah, they probably did start all that hype back in the 70s. You know, fabricate all those stories, or I'm sure they probably did. They they would say that the compass on the ship or the airplane, their instrumentation would go crazy. It was more than likely a government plane jamming their radar, or you know, sending magnetic pulses to screw up their compass so that they would get lost and either turn around, or if they didn't turn around and go back, sink them.
2 cents worth about
I
that.
have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads. Now, evidently, my cycloptic colleague informs me that that can't be done.
Actually sink ships and force airplanes to crash just to keep people away from their rocket graveyard.
What is this wrath-flinging, horrifying curse that prevails in the Devil's Triangle? An affliction so incredible that even the United States Coast Guard is reluctant to make an observation on the matter.
So, I guess that's all I really wanted to say in this video. It was just a thought that occurred to me. And what are your thoughts about the Bermuda Triangle? Do you think they could have started all that hype just to keep people out of there? Because I'm pretty sure that's where the rockets are going. I mean, they have to go somewhere, and I know they're not going into outer space.
They have to go somewhere.
So,
yes, they're going into space.
What's your opinion of the Bermuda Triangle, or any other kind of comment or suggestion?
How about no?
How about no?
How about no?
I love the way he says keeping people out of the Bermuda Triangle. Do you know why so many ships and airplanes disappear in the Bermuda Triangle?
The weather.
Pirates.
The weather.
No, it is one of the most heavily travelled shipping lanes in the world.
Yeah.
That's why it has a higher rate, particularly of ships sinking and disappearing. Although, strangely, when you go and dive in the area, you find these things. But that's why so many of them disappear, because there are so many of them there in the first place. It's sheer numbers. And as for rockets, a few years ago, I seem to recall Jeff Bezos, him of Amazon fame, actually discovered, he found the rocket engines from Apollo 11's first stage and retrieved them. Now, you won't find much of the other stuff, because usually by the time the first stage is used up and discarded, it's already burning up in the atmosphere. But Apollo 11, that first stage, they got through it fairly quickly, and the rocket engine survived, and he found them on the bottom of the sea off the coast of Florida. And the last I saw, he was having them all sort of treated and preserved, and then was going to give them to the museum. But they find wrecks all of the time, and that's because of the sheer numbers of ships that pass through that area.
Well, it must have been
So
first
the
started
accident
off.
rate is increased.
The conspiracy for that must have started off with some movie or something back in the day, because that Vincent Price clip, that was several years old, so I reckon it must have happened after World War II or something.
It did. It didn't really sort of take hold until after the Second World War.
Yeah. But not because somebody was going missing, but because somebody maybe wrote a story about it, or a movie, or a book, or something.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, of course, he's just used as an excuse to say, "Oh yeah, rockets don't go into space; they all come down in the Bermuda Triangle."
Are you and I the only one here, Farmer?
No.
No.
Eh?
Eh?
No. Just letting you talk.
Yeah. Can't all talk at once. It'd be all right.
I'm trying to sneak off to go and do something. So I'm trying to keep the conversation going.
I was just looking at a list of possible natural explanations as to why so many ships and aircraft are lost in this area. We have compass variations, the Gulf Stream. The most common one is probably human error, violent weather, and interestingly enough, methane hydrates.
Oh, that's right. There was, I think I watched a, it was a documentary, would have been a couple of years back, that it was something about the algal, not the algal, the seaweed buildup that builds up on in the lower levels there, and they end up getting layers of silt over the top because of the amount of storm activity that they have through there.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying that quite often there's a high amount of gas released all at once, and because of the bubbles coming up, that creates like the water density in that changes and makes ships less buoyant. So because of the bubbling action underneath it.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
and they were just saying that could have been one of the factors that.
I mean, if you look at some of the more popular or notable incidents, I mean, the famous one to me is Flight 19, which was a training flight of 5 Avenger torpedo bombers, and they all disappeared. And they think the most likely thing was that they ran out of fuel, because whoever was in charge of that flight of 5 aircraft, if they'd got lost, and the others are just following him because that's what they're supposed to do. If one loses fuel, they're all going to lose fuel. And then apparently there was another aircraft that was part of the search and rescue team, a PBM Mariner, that also disappeared. And at the time, a tanker off the coast of Florida reported seeing an explosion, and they found an oil slick. Well, apparently the Mariner aircraft had a history of explosions due to vapor leaks when heavily loaded with fuel. And they're saying that's probably what happened. They would have put as much fuel on board as they could because they knew they'd be out a long time searching for these planes. And it had a habit of blowing up, and it blew up. So nothing mysterious, nothing, anything like that.
But I've seen movies where the planes and that come back like as if they were built yesterday.
That was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yes. But, when you look at all these, they all tend to be sort of either accidents, bad weather, human error,
What about the boats that have nobody on them and they're just floating around out there?
Well, I think the only time that's ever happened was the Marie Celeste, wasn't it? The Marie Celeste. And I don't think anybody's ever really figured out what happened, but I think that's the only case. And like a lot of these things, stories develop, they evolve, and
that's how conspiracies develop, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh, this is our last one for tonight. Squeeze this one in. Finish up.
Good old Dan.
With your favourite Simon.
Once again, the Flat Earth Fail compilation is upon us. The series where I take several smaller Flat Earth videos and bundle them all together into one glorious whole of Flat Earth failure. And today is no different. The Flat Earth fails are just as numerous as ever, and the Flat Earthers are just as accustomed to failure as they always have been. This is Flat Earth Fail compilation 14. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a quick thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is a VPN service that makes online privacy protection easy and attainable, encrypting all internet traffic sent to users if their data is found so they can take action. Click on the link in the description to surfshark.deals/SimonDan and use my promo code SimonDan to get up to 85% off and 3 months free. Right, back to today's Flat Earth Fail compilation, and we're starting with someone who has probably appeared most on this series, Level Earth Observer.
Now, I wonder why. Whenever I ask for evidence from the globe science community that tower cranes can be dead still on a spinning ball, I wonder why I never, ever get anything involving a pendulum or a scaled down crane. Wonder why that is.
Probably because your argument that a crane proves a motionless Earth is so ridiculous that it doesn't need to be addressed.
Could it be that any pendulum that is travelling will be swinging all over the shot and give the game away?
Well, it would do, wouldn't it? Because it's attached to you, which is attached to the car, isn't it? That car will not be going at a constant speed. There'll always be a tiny amount of acceleration or deceleration. Plus, you've got to contend with little bumps in the road, etc.
Of course. Thus backing my claims that every single tower crane on Earth disproves the spinning globe.
Amazing, isn't it? That a man can make a case that a crane is the equivalent of a tennis ball on a string held by someone in a moving car.
Globe science, to refute me, comes in the form of bottles of spring water, believe it or not, and murdered ping pong balls. That is the best of the best the globe science community can cite as far as tower cranes being dead still on a spinning ball. You don't even get a pendulum in their science, and we're talking about giant pendulums here. Can you see how ridiculous the globe is anyway?
No, just the ridiculousness of your argument.
It's demonstrably ridiculous. Add to that the fact every tower crane and pendulum and plumb bob proves that. Obviously tower cranes are on an industrial size scale. Then add to the fact the globe's science to refute that comes in the form of ping pong balls and bottles of water. Clearly ridiculous. I mean, just think about it for a start. A wobbling, oscillating ball flying through space with tower cranes, hundreds, in some case over 1,000 feet tall, all around that ball being dead still if there's no wind. Think about how ridiculous that is.
Is it though? The Earth is in a constant state of velocity. Well, to be technically true, it's constantly accelerating in its elliptical path around the Sun. That acceleration is obviously too small for us to feel. Throw conservation of momentum into the mix too, and you can see why cranes don't go flying off the Earth's surface.
Just compare it to everyday demonstrable reality. It's clearly the most ridiculous thing going. That's why the tower crane is right up there as far as globe knockout artists go. It absolutely scientifically mugs the globe right off.
Says a man holding a tennis ball on a piece of string in a moving car thinking it's the same as a crane on Earth's surface. Okay then. Next up to get in on the fails is a channel called Mikey Smith, who has a video up entitled Simon Dan, Your Balls Are Flat. Interesting.
Alright folks, those hills in the distance there are the ones that I was recording just not less than a week ago. So yeah, that was at 60 kilometers at the position where I was last week. I'm going to say it's at least 45 kilometers from this highway, and yet we do not see a curve, and yet those hills are not hidden below the curve.
But they are hills. You probably can't see the base of those hills. Is he for real?
So at some point these globe heads will start pointing out where all these curves are on this Earth. We do not see any curvature whatsoever here. All right, folks? That's why we call it the horizon. It's horizontal.
Oh, really? Well, why is it called the atmosphere then? Hey? Hey?
Yeah, so Simon Dan, when you take your eyes out of your retarded skull head, at what point do you see curvature here, anywhere on this flat horizon, for hundreds or even thousands of miles? Flat horizon. I want you to show me the curve.
A thoroughfare indeed. Next up we have long-time Flat Earth truther Daniel Pratt. He is reviewing the last 5 years of YouTube Flat Earth battles in the community.
So you can always tell when you've gotten a globe liar pinned where they can't provide science. So all they can do is desperately try to come up with semantical evasions on how they can do anything but try to do science to prove their globe.
Really? Really, Dan? I don't think we're remembering things correctly, are we?
If these morons would work half as hard at actually doing science to prove their globe, rather than evading doing science to prove their globe, they're probably a globe.
There's not all of a sudden a globe because someone proves it. There's always been a globe, and it is a globe.
The problem is, there isn't a globe, so they can't do the science. So, as usual, I put out a video a few days ago that not one person on Earth can claim or give us the distance across the surface of water. In other words, from point A to point B on the surface of a standing body of water, at what length does it start curving?
What? The curve is always there. It's just because of the size of Earth and the fact that we are so close to it, it's not detectable.
And all they will do is try to come up with, that doesn't mean volume. They know damn well what I mean. The curvature formula. At what point does it start physically displaying and can be measured?
Our argument.
Again, an Olympic-sized pool should have curvature in it.
And it does. It's just not detectable because it's so small.
We have precision measuring equipment that most people can't fathom.
Have we?
Therefore, there must be measurable curvature in an Olympic-sized...
Is that alien space tech that we're not allowed to use?
Must be.
Oh, okay.
Swimming pool. It cannot be measured.
Well, there you go then.
They damn well know it. So all they can come and do is provide semantical arguments to avoid doing the science that will prove them wrong. And that's what we've dealt with for 5 years. So you morons can keep trying to come up with your semantical little distractions and diversions from doing actual science like you have for 5 years and think you look brilliant. You don't.
Oh.
Your ass is out in the wind. The emperor or the scientist has no clothes. You are caught out, called out as the punk lying bitches you are. And whoever came and said,
Oh, the astronauts at NASA and their families think about their little feelers. You're calling them liars. 'Cause they are.
Because they are. Very scientific.
Sorry, kids of NASA lying astronauts. Your dad's a piece of shit liar that's deceiving humanity. Tough shit. It's called life. Get over it. You were born to a piece of shit lying astronaut.
That's very rude and not very helpful. Dan Pratt can go away now. Our final video today comes from Anti-Globe, and he's got the whiteboard out.
Now let's try to plug this all together, shall we? So here we have the Earth and the ISS. We have the ISS traveling about 18,000 miles per hour. It's being affected by Earth's gravity by 8.82 meters per second squared. It's 250 miles away from the Earth. Okay?
Okay.
Now here we have the Sun and the Earth. It's 93 million miles away. The Earth is traveling 66,600 miles per hour. The Earth is being affected by the Sun by 0.0049 meters per second squared. 0.0049 meters per second squared. Okay? Yeah. So the ISS is traveling about 1/3 of the speed of the Earth, and it's closer to more force. It has more force, whether regardless of the size of the mass here. I just want to focus on the force here. So we have 8.82 meters per second squared affecting this object, and 0.0049 meters per second squared affecting this object. And they're further, like the Earth is further away. It's 93 million miles away. So I mean, there's less force acting on it, but there's more speed acting on the Earth.
Wow, is he really arguing this? Now, Anti-Globe is referring to little g here, the gravitational acceleration between two bodies at different distances. If we take a look at the equation for orbital speed, then you'll see that little g is not in that equation, it's big G, which is always the same. What matters is the mass of the object being orbited and the radius of the orbit. And as we know, the Sun is very big and we are very far away from it. The ISS is very close to Earth and the Earth isn't as massive as the Sun. There's your answer, Anti-Globe.
To keep it at that altitude, to balance the Sun's gravity, like the ISS does, quote unquote. I mean, how else would it stay at its altitude, right? It would have to balance, there would have to be some sort of balance there.
The balance is the velocity, Anti-Globe. Come on.
But look, this isn't matching. There is no matching here. How can it be closer to the force and only have to travel 1/3 the speed? Or how can it be further away and it has to travel 2/3 the speed? To balance that out, it doesn't make any sense.
Now, it's absolutely fair enough to ask this question. If he doesn't understand, that's fine. But now that I've explained it, will he find that answer acceptable? I think not. I think he'll still believe that something fishy is going on. And that right there is the crux of almost every argument from Flat Earth. They are asking questions and ignoring answers because those answers don't agree with their worldview. We need to find a way to combat that. And I think I've found one. More on that soon. Well, there we go. Another episode of Flat Earth Friday done and dusted with a glorious episode of Flat Earth Fails number 14. Lovely. Just enough time to once again thank Surfshark VPN for sponsoring. Remember, visit surfshark.deal/SimanDan and use my code SimanDan at checkout to get
blah blah blah.
Is that a thing that I could bring up about some flat earthers? That yes, they're good at writing down the numbers. Like, just say for example, what he was doing is writing down the numbers. He's getting all that information out, but yet can the flurfers understand the numbers and stuff, but they don't understand the rest of it? Is there a thing there with that?
Yes, they generally have a lack of comprehension, and when you listen to them and they start going to definitions and reading quotes and going to the dictionary, they read it but they don't understand what they're reading. There's zero comprehension there. So there he is with his whiteboard, and he's got all the figures, and the figures are right, but he doesn't actually understand why those figures are right. And he's just like, no, personal incredulity takes over. This can't be right. Boom, end of story. They don't actually, he quite clearly didn't understand why those figures are those figures.
So you can be good with numbers, but miss out on other aspects of
Well,
science.
it's like he started doing the research, found some figures, and then just stopped. And like Simon Dan said, because it doesn't agree with his preconceived ideas. And so they either don't understand it or just ignore it because it doesn't match what they think is right. They don't want to learn because they think they already know.
They get to a certain point in what they research, and okay, that's enough.
Yes. Yep. But usually they don't understand what they're reading, and you'll get them. They'll cite these definitions, and you think, yeah, that's all well and good, but you don't actually know what that means, do you? You've read it out, and you don't know what it means,
and
you don't know what it's
and that goes with these words too that they bring up. They don't know what they mean.
No.
A few.
And that's what always makes me laugh because Riley always say, "Oh, words have meanings; they're important." Yes, and it's even more important to actually understand what they are and why.
Yeah. But words don't just have meanings; they have usages.
Yes. And he can read the definition of a word and still not really comprehend what he's reading and understand it.
And put the word into context of what you want to say, and then you will see where your problem is. I think we haven't got a story, so we'll finish off. We've been pushing it. Only 4 hours. We thought we'd get away with 3.5, but we didn't quite make it. That's okay.
We ain't done bad.
Yeah. And we haven't got any flurfers to play with. Brian Leak disappeared, so
yeah,
can't have a conversation. Oh dear. Oh, well, thanks everyone. Thanks Alan, if you can hear me. Peter, Farmer, Fritz, Haber, okay. Big Blue. Looked like Terse dropped in late. Sorry Terse, you're late. Stewie, John, Rap, Ads, Carl, Dora. Is that you, Dave? No, that's not Dave. Stewie, did I read Stewie? Kristen left, I think. Surf. All the regulars by the look of it. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay then. Good night, Peanuts.
Night, Peanuts.
Night, Peanuts.
Night, Japanese heart nuts.
Japanese heart nuts.
Oh, we're going around all the continents now.
He's going to
I've
run
got
out
it.
soon.
I have to.